Hi.
Hey,
Wow, you really made me
dude,
you lingered on that.
I did that just for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey guys, how's it
Mm.
going? It's Don't Worry
Yeah.
Wednesday, and
Hmm.
we're both here, me
We made
and
it.
the P.
Sorry about the latency. Thanks. Sorry for showing up late on my part. I was here. I was just not prepared as I should have been. Forgot to have my mic set up, my camera. Then it was all wink wonky and finicky, and I had to restart my computer. And well, now we're here,
I
so we made
mean,
it. So thank you for waiting.
it's like you've been traveling or something. Like
I know.
what?
You think I'd be used to it? You know, I think I'd have everything figured out since I traveled so much. But apparently I'm as dumb as ever. It's great.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I would
Yeah,
say
unprepared.
you're traveling. You're the
Yeah,
traveling man.
I am.
Traveling man. Yeah,
Sing it.
that.
That. Well, we made it and we're
We
here.
did it.
And
We
so thank you for
did.
being patient.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. You
Yeah.
guys, I'm really glad I get to be here with Ryan this week.
Oh, thank you.
We missed last week.
Feels like we missed a bunch of weeks
Well, you were
recently.
gone the week before. I was on here with Riku,
Oh,
who
great.
lovingly played the role of Static P.
I'm sure Riku did a great job.
Riku was awesome. Yep, we had a great time, and yeah, it was good. But it's nice to have me and you here. It's
It
great.
is. It is. I'm
So
happy to be here. It's great.
yeah. So now
It's
here we
nice.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing. Riku
Hot
telling us
dog
about
sauce?
hot dog sauce. Oh yeah,
Okay.
they
Well,
have
now I
hot
need to
dog
hear it.
sauce in Germany. I don't even remember what it was, but it's not ketchup.
Okay. And
It's
it's not like
different.
ketchup with something.
It's different.
Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. But that's what they have
Well, I gotta find out. If
here in
anyone knows, please
America.
help
We got all kinds of
mess
hot dog sauces.
put a message and tell us. Sparrow, can you help uncover what the hot dog sauce ingredients are?
Yeah, do you remember Sparrow? Because I don't remember what they are. I just remember the conversation. But it was
Or
definitely
maybe
something different.
horseradish
Ooh.
and ground up grapes.
You know, one of the best things, the
That would be
best
weird.
hot dog sauces that there is
Okay. What you got?
macaroni and cheese. Makes great hot dog sauce.
That is I was not expecting that. So, but with the noodles or without the noodles?
With the new, oh, yeah, all of it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I could go there. That sounds good. I would eat
Yep. So
that
you
for
get
sure.
hot dog, and then you
Yeah.
pile a whole bunch of mac and cheese on there. It's
I'm
super
surprised you
good.
didn't go like chili or something
Chili's
for
good. Yep.
coney dog.
It is. It is. Oh, can you
Mhm.
imagine chili and mac
I
and
know that's what
cheese
I'm thinking. As soon
on a
as you
hot
said mac
dog?
and cheese, that's where my
Oh,
brain went. I was thinking, why not do everything
I'm gonna have a
you
chili
can
mac and
do?
cheese hot dog with some cocktail
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah, coney dog with mac and cheese.
Yeah,
That
it'll be
sounds great.
super good. Hot dog sauce is usually sweet, tangy, and slightly spicy with a balance of ketchup, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and sometimes
Okay.
onions or peppers. Ah, yes.
So it does have ketchup in it, but it's also with other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then above Sparrow did coney sauce. That's a chili dog, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty good. I like coney dogs, but it depends.
Depends on the kind of coney dog.
Depends
We've
on
had
that.
this
Yeah, we're
conversation before.
yep. Are we doing Flint and
It's
Detroit?
important.
It's
Flint, man.
important.
Flint style.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Flint style is better than the Detroit. That's okay if you disagree. That's anyone who disagrees, that's probably fine. They probably never
And
had them.
and when you can like dip them in Flint water.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's even better.
Yeah. That's
I mean, Sparrow, you're kind of right. To be fair, you do kind of have to have ketchup on hot dogs. I mean, if I just have a plain hot dog, dude,
yeah.
ketchup's where it's at.
I wouldn't do a plain hot dog.
Really?
Here's what my hot dogs are like this. And now I haven't had hot dogs in a while because I don't eat pork anymore because I'm allergic to it.
You can get beef
Um,
hot
but
dogs.
but beef hot dogs, yeah, I can have those, and I have
Mm-hmm.
had beef hot dogs. It's been about a year or so,
Mm-hmm.
and what I do is I pull out all the stops and I do everything that's on the table and more. If I see onions, that goes on. So I do like ketchup. Actually, I might skip the ketchup. I might just do mustard, relish, onions, anything else that's there, like cheese or tomatoes or whatever. Just put everything on it.
Mm.
But I might skip the ketchup. But I might go to ketchup. It depends on if I want it to be sweet or not. Because
Mm.
ketchup is my problem with ketchup is that it's a little too sweet. I don't mind the tomato paste kind of stuff going on. I don't mind the vinegar. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little bit sweet. So,
It is
yeah.
a little sweet, isn't it?
Mhm.
Ketchup has
That's
a little sweetness to it.
yeah. That's if I don't like it on eggs or macaroni and cheese. Some people put ketchup. I remember as a kid seeing people put ketchup on those too. It just
Oh,
makes it
wow.
too sweet. Yeah.
I've never done ketchup on mac and cheese before. I've done Worcestershire sauce on mac and cheese. That's really good.
That sounds pretty interesting. I would
It's
do that.
it's very good. It's
That
very
really
good.
would liven it up in a different kind of way than I've had. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And squeezed
Worcestershire sauce
cheese on
sounds
mac
great.
and cheese is really good. It's just extra cheese.
And a hot dog underneath a mac and
And a
cheese is
hot
pretty good,
dog.
as we established.
Yes. And
Yeah,
oh
I remember
man, you
doing
know
that as
what?
a kid a lot.
One of the things I used to eat a lot actually when a lot of times if I have not much money for groceries, what I'll do is I will have hot dogs and a hot dog bun and I before I put the hot dog in there, I will line the bun with a slice. I'll take a slice of Kraft Singles, the Kraft Singles
Mhm.
cheese,
Yeah.
really cheap, right?
Yeah.
And you just break one in half and you put it side by side in the hot dog bun, and then you put your hot dog on top of that, and then
Got
your
it.
ketchup, and yeah, it makes a
That
cheese
makes
dog.
sense.
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I could
Hmm.
see that.
There's a
I
lot of cool
usually
things you can do.
I usually put all my ingredients underneath the hot dog
Mm.
on the bun directly and then put my hot dog on top. That way I don't have to deal with them all falling off, especially when you get things like onions, freshly cut onions or
Mm.
relish or whatever, because
Well, it
those are
all
gonna go
falls
everywhere
off
when
the
you're eating a
top,
hot dog.
man.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I
You're right.
like putting it right on the sandwiching them right between the hot dog and the bread.
Mm-hmm.
It really helps. Mhm. You love plastic cheese.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, you know what? It's good.
Hey, you know what? It's good. It's like you could eat a plastic shirt. Hey, you know what? It tastes
It's
good. Who
good.
cares?
It's good. Like
Plastic tastes good. Who cares if it's bad for you or whatever?
I know. We get all caught up in all these things. Oh, well, that's bad for you. That's good for you. You know what? Seriously,
Yeah.
if you enjoy it,
At this point, yeah, I mean, you're gonna die of something anyway.
right.
So
I
let it
mean,
be, but enjoy like food.
right. Like,
I actually really love this because Joe, you're like, don't eat sugar. Sugar's bad for you. It makes you fat. Blah 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 blah. Sugar is the epitome of why we have health problems. Let's eat
it's
plastic
true,
cheese.
though. It's true.
You're totally okay with the plastic cheese, and
you
you're
know,
okay with the
hey,
the canned cheese and the preservatives.
you know, maybe I've just grown a little bit older, and so now
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, you know, you want to eat
Mhm.
sugar, eat the sugar. You want to eat like huge amounts of ice cream, eat the huge amounts of ice cream. That's totally
Mhm.
cool. You will see. Here's the thing: whatever we put into our body usually causes a consequence
Uh-huh. Yeah, it does.
of
It
some
does.
kind, right?
Mhm.
It might make us gain weight. It might make us,
Mhm.
have
Yep.
acne. It might,
Right.
whatever. There's all kinds of
Mhm.
consequences to the foods we eat, and so it's like,
It might make you happy.
might make you happy, might give you heartburn, might give you
Yeah.
the runs, might do whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You
She
ate
did.
2 quarts of ice cream last week. Oh
She
my.
did.
What
She did.
what kind of ice cream? I am
You would have
curious.
loved it.
I woulda. Was it chocolate?
Yeah. It wasn't chocolate.
Was it chocolate? Was it chocolate
It
with
wasn't chocolate.
chocolate and extra chocolate?
It was No, it wasn't chocolate with chocolate and extra chocolate.
Oh,
There wasn't actually I don't think there was any chocolate in it. There might have been little tiny pieces of chocolate in it, but
coffee caramel.
Mhm.
And
It did
it
have
did
chocolate.
have chocolate in it. That
It had a little bit of chocolate. Yeah.
that sounds pretty good. I would take that ice cream and I would put like Hershey's syrup all over it, and just like
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. That would be good.
be so good. Was there chocolate? I don't remember. I ate it
It is
so
so quickly.
quickly.
So we have a ice cream place. It's like a block down. It's great. And we can
Mhm.
just walk there and they serve incredible ice cream.
Mm.
And they have this, they get some coffee from a nearby, like in our town, there's a roaster and they're getting their coffee beans from them and putting them in their coffee. And it's like, it's fresh coffee. It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
Pull out
might
all the stops. It's
we
really
might have
good.
to visit that place sometime when I come visit you
Yeah, we
in your
should. We
town.
should.
We might just have
Yeah,
to do that. You
we
have
should.
shown me the best sushi ever in the world
Yeah,
that
it
exists.
is. It is the best sushi in the world
Mm-hmm.
that exists
And so
ever.
I'm inclined to accept that you might know what you're talking about when you say this is a really good ice cream place.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you questioning my taste. Yeah.
It is the best ice cream. See, the best ice
Hmm.
cream. Oh boy, it would take. You know what? I'm willing to try.
Okay.
And so
See.
then, what we will have to do though, also, is take a trip
Hmm.
to Traverse City
Okay.
and go to a place called
Yeah.
Moomers.
Moomers? That sounds
Moomers.
good. That sounds
It's
familiar, actually.
because it was nationally known as the best ice cream in the United States. Actually,
I
like
see.
whatever
That's where I
year
know
that
it from.
was, it
Yeah.
was a long time ago
Hmm.
that happened. But
Yeah.
Moomers in Traverse City, and part of it, it's so good. You go to this place, the line's always a mile long.
Oh, great.
You know, but you're
Wow.
but you're in Traverse City. It's nice, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
in the city.
Wow.
You're out in the country, and actually, it's kind of funny
Okay.
because, like, they the farm where they get the milk to make the ice cream is right there
Right. That's cool.
at the place, and so
That's
you're
cool.
looking at the cows that they got the milk to make the ice cream. Like while you're eating the ice cream, and like that's.
Which one is this? Is it that one?
Which one's the chocolate cow? Like that's the one,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how you. It's not Bessie. Brownie.
Wow, you don't like to talk about doing things. I like to do things. We make plans now.
Mm,
Now. Oh my goodness gracious.
we can do it tomorrow.
We can do it tomorrow.
She's signing you up. You're coming. You're
I'm
coming over
working
tomorrow. We're having
tomorrow. I can't.
Oh,
Twashu
well,
cookie
skip work.
dough.
No, no.
Twashu says cookie dough.
Cookie dough is good.
Cookie dough ice cream
I
is
like cookie dough.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Cookie dough by itself, not in ice cream,
It's
is
fun.
fantastic.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I actually think I like cookie dough without ice cream better than cookie dough ice cream.
You like it
Yeah.
without ice cream better than
Yeah.
in ice?
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Yeah,
a
I think I do.
bowl of it?
I don't think I could handle. I don't think I could stomach a bowl of that.
Maybe like a
But
little bowl?
yeah, like a
Like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. Just
ramekin?
yeah, like a ramekin. Yeah,
Like one
I
of
could
those little sauce cup things.
basically a spoonful would be
A s-
fine. I could eat a spoonful of raw cookie dough and I'd be really happy, even more happy than a spoonful of ice cream. But I guess you can eat more ice cream with cookie dough in it. And it goes farther. Anyways,
Mm,
it's good.
It is good.
I can't say that this place is the best ice cream on earth because I haven't tried all the different ice creams to really know, and I haven't been like, I know there's a lot of good ones out there.
There are a
So
lot of good ones. There's a place,
mhm,
actually, there's a place in Jackson, Michigan, down like 40 minutes south of me or whatever, that
mhm.
is called the Parlor, and that's got very, very fantastic ice cream too.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
so
I
far,
agree
in
with you
my
inside.
experience,
Hmm.
of the
Moomers is
different
the best.
ice creams that I've had, Moomers is right up there.
It might have the best ice cream,
Now, is
but
the ice cream
but
at your place, is it like hard scoop or is it soft serve?
it's hard, I
Hard
think.
scoop, like they scoop it out of
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
yeah. But they make it there. But yeah.
Hmm. That's so good.
Um, but this is what I agree with. Only the coffee ice cream is the best one.
Oh.
Though I will say we had a pie one. It was like what was that? It was like a berry pie. Yeah, that one was actually really good, but that was like last year or 2 years ago, and they haven't ever returned it. So they have a lot of limited edition stuff. And our worry is that the coffee one is a limited edition one, and it's gonna go, and then we're never gonna be able to have it again. So that's why we bought the 2 quarts.
Oh,
And we ate them all.
is it still there? Is it still there now?
We'll have to go find it and
I'm
see
gonna
because it's
be
been a
in
couple weeks.
Midland on Saturday.
Okay. Well, that's a good place to be.
I'm gonna be there.
Cool.
Maybe I should get there earlier, stay a little late, and we can go get ice cream.
Yeah. Maybe we could find a way to make that happen. I think it'd be pretty easy. Well, you let me know what time on the message or something, and we'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What's this? In The Sims 2 DS, you can push over the cows and milk them to get a milkshake. And if you gift them chocolate before, it's a chocolate milkshake. That's just like real life.
That's so real. Yeah, don't do it the other way around. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense. You don't want to make a milkshake and then feed your cow some chocolate. Of course, that wouldn't result in chocolate milk.
Although
you got to feed the chocolate first.
It would be hard to just like, I really want a milkshake, so I have to go shove a cow over. Like,
yeah, why do you have to get shove milkshakes? Cow
Let's
over?
Go cow tipping.
Why do you got to do cow tipping?
Can't you just milk the
cow without tipping them over?
You said in The Sims you could push over the cows and milk them to get a milkshake. You have to push them over and then milk them.
Yeah, you got to sideways milk that. That's weird.
Sideways. You sideways milker.
Oh yeah, this milk came out of the cow sideways. I don't think I can trust it. Cream is not going to be on the top or the bottom. It's going to be caked to the side of the container. What does that mean? What does that even taste like? I don't know. Sideways milk, man. I'm confused.
You got to shake the milk somehow to have a milkshake. I mean, you're not wrong. But can you imagine?
You gotta shake the cow.
Can you imagine? like at a milking at the farms where they milk the cows and stuff in the milking parlor, the cows have to go into the like one of those little strap thingies or whatever, and it just like picks them up and shakes them.
I'm imagining the cow vibrating.
Cow's like, moo, moo.
Oh no! Oh no! That's hilarious. Oh gosh,
that's how we get milkshakes. Visual.
That's how you get milkshakes. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I like that.
Wait, so Sparrow says the best ice cream he's ever had was Biscoff cookie dough.
Yes.
Is that good?
I will have to say that I really, really like Biscoff ice cream. That's up there for me. That's really good. Yeah.
I
had a Biscoff caramel from the same place as and that was up there for my favorite. I really liked that one. That one was good.
All these things I now have to try. I've never had it before. I didn't even know it existed. I was just like, Biscoff. When I think of Biscoff, I think of like little pastry things in a can or something, like those little pirouettes and whatever.
Yeah. It's a type of cookie.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Huh.
They might call it a biscuit in other parts of the world where they sell them.
Yeah.
Or a bicky in Australia.
Yeah.
Biscoff bread? I don't know about Biscoff bread. I've never had that.
Bread spread.
Oh, Biscoff bread spread.
Which is probably something delectable and sweet. And
I think I've had the Biscoff spread. That stuff is good. Yeah, we bought some of that once. That was really good. Yeah.
I wonder if it would go good on canned bread.
Didn't we eat canned bread together?
We ate canned bread. Yes, we did.
That was awesome. Yeah. Tasted like bread.
It did. It tasted like
Tasted
bread.
like normal
It
bread.
was super weird. It came out
Yeah.
of the can shaped like a can.
Shaped like the can with the
Mm-hmm.
rings on them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Goes good with marshmallow cream.
Oh my
Okay, this
gosh.
is
But
getting
what doesn't go good with
crazy.
marshmallow cream, really, though? I mean, a
Yeah.
peanut butter marshmallow cream sandwich, the
Mhm.
fluffer nutter,
A heist.
super good. A what? A heist?
A heist. Yeah, heist,
Like like in Grand Theft Auto when you go on a
like a
heist?
bank heist with marshmallow cream. What doesn't go with marshmallow cream? Everything goes with marshmallow cream,
I
you
know.
know?
The idol bombing, if I
The
mean
idol bombing,
marshmallow cream
but just imagine idol bombing with marshmallow
with
cream. That
marshmallow
would be so
cream.
much
Dude,
better.
it'd be yeah. You're so right. That's like
You
it.
know? The
Man.
Godzilla movie, all of it, just with
Marshmallow
marshmallow cream.
cream.
Better.
Oh my gosh. Squeezed cheese doesn't go with marshmallow cream. I will have to try it. I'll let you know. Cause I don't know.
You don't get to say what does and doesn't with squeezed cheese. All right. All right, Twashu. You don't get to say that. Joe is the king here when it comes to squeezed cheese. He gets to decide.
I decide. I decide what goes with squeezed cheese and not. Yeah.
And what he says makes it real. It becomes reality.
Graham
So
crackers and marshmallows and chocolate topped with a little squeezed cheese.
that could be good, actually.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Oh man, so yeah, it's hilarious. So now like my kids come over every other week now because it's summertime, right? And my youngest son, I have this blazer torch,
Oh, yeah.
that I
Great.
used to use for
Mm-hmm.
soldering, things and
Yeah.
everything. So like he'll just like sit back there. He found my blazer torch and then he'll like grab a marshmallow and he'll toast the marshmallow with this torch.
That's fun.
And
That's great.
yep.
That's fun.
And make himself s'mores. And then he's like, "You guys want a s'more?" It's like, "Well, yeah, I want a s'more. Who doesn't want a
Yeah.
s'more?"
That's great. With a Hershey bar, chocolate and all that, or
Oh yeah, yep,
the whole shebang?
the
Wow.
whole shebang. Yep.
Nice.
But we didn't have a fire to roast the marshmallows over.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a blazer torch,
That's right.
and it works.
Hey, that's all you need.
This is good.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I
Yep.
could see using one of those torches that they have for like um chefs for like creme brulee and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's the kind it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Very similar to that. I think the flame might come to more of a fine point on
Sure.
this one, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it gets hot enough for
Mhm.
soldering.
Yeah. Well, we have one that's for food that we use for incense
Mm.
to light the coal. To light the charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
It's a very useful tool.
yeah, it's a nice tool to have. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, Twash, you don't be sad. It's okay. I'll tell you what though, when you come to America or I come to Germany, and if I can bring squeezed cheese into your country without getting arrested,
Yeah, because that's worth getting that's a worthy arrest right there.
Do you have anything to declare? Squeezed cheese. What? 9.
What are you in for? I brought can of squeezed
Squeezed
cheese
cheese
into Germany. Yeah, no, like das gut, das gut. You should be here. You should be in jail. Oh, gosh.
I get so
Yeah.
much crap for liking squeezed cheese. It's hilarious. Like people are always like, "That's not real cheese." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "You're right. It's not real cheese.
Yeah, who cares what it is?
It's a
People put all sorts of things on things.
conglomeration of like chemicals and
It's dairy.
stuff.
In order for
It contains cheese. Says so on the package.
Mhm. In America, there was a law that was passed where a certain percentage of the food has to be legitimately cheese to be called cheese.
Mm.
Kraft Singles changed its recipe because of this to meet the mark, and they meet the mark. Squeezed cheese also meets the mark.
Mhm.
So, according to the percentage, raw percentage, whatever it is cheese. But it also may be other things.
It's a lot of other things.
A lot of other
A
things.
lot of other things that are really probably bad for you, but I don't care because, like we said at the beginning, hey, if it makes you happy, eat it.
That's right.
If you like it, go for it, man.
By the way, apparently our topic for the day is food because we don't have a topic, and we would love if we did. If you
Yeah.
want to send us a topic, we'd be more than happy to do it. I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and take a look real quick at
Are you
the
looking?
topics to
I was
see if
about
there's
to look
one.
too. I'm looking.
Okay, you can look too.
Yeah,
We
I'm
could both.
looking. I didn't see
We can
one.
both. Okay, so I'm not even there yet. You're getting fat. You're faster than I am. Mine's not even loading.
Hey, Mimi Coda.
Yeah. Hey, welcome.
Happy Wednesday. You're
It
not
is a
allowed to
happy
worry.
Wednesday.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
If it
There we
doesn't meet
go.
the market, it has to be labeled as just a dairy product. If I, you may be right.
Oh, I think that's true. Yeah. I think you're right about that.
Wait,
Okay, mine doesn't even
Sparrow.
want to load, so I'm just gonna have to trust you on it.
Yeah,
That
there's not one. It's okay.
Okay.
Sparrow says my fam would make me put a marshmallow on one of those electric stove tops with the coils for s'mores.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
That's a
afraid
way to
of
do it
gas?
too.
Are they afraid of the gas stuff, or they just don't want you handling fire? I know
I don't know. I mean,
there's a
that
lot of people
works.
who are afraid of gas stoves and they don't have them.
Oh, hey,
Hmm.
that's all right.
Yeah,
I can work
it's
with
fine.
either one. I know that
I don't.
I've made
Yeah.
s'mores in the oven before. That's pretty good.
Whoa, that's a good idea.
You could probably do it in
How
a
do you?
toaster oven.
Okay, when you do it yeah, I would absolutely do it in a toaster oven. But how do you? Would you put them on like a stick and then somehow keep
No,
it
you
upright? How do
you
you keep
put
it
the
from?
s'more in there. Put the whole thing in there.
Oh, graham cracker and everything in
Yeah, you
there.
put the whole thing in
Ah,
there.
that's smart.
Uh-huh.
That's smart. I like that.
Yep.
That's cool.
You could totally do that. Now, I have microwaved a marshmallow once before. It was quite an experience. They get really
Yeah.
big,
And then they get really small,
and
don't
then they
they?
get really small.
Is that true? Is that right?
I think so. It has been a
Okay.
long time since I microwaved a
I've only seen
marshmallow.
people do it. I've never done it. Man, I remember I was going to school. There's people talking about stuff that they've microwaved, like a bottle of shampoo. Because I'm like, how? You know that's gonna be dumb. They're like, yeah, it was dumb. Like, yeah, I thought so.
Well, there's this guy
Oh
on
my god.
YouTube I saw that was just like he would microwave anything. He had this
Oh yeah.
microwave that was all just like crappy because he'd put so many weird different things in it. The thing is like all like broken and nasty and everything, and he just microwaves
Mhm.
different stuff just to see what it does. Bars of
Oh
soap
yeah.
microwaved. That's
It was
interesting.
really silly. Interesting. I bet.
Huh.
I bet it depends on the soap too. That's what
Probably.
happens.
Probably.
Soap made of 100% tallow or other animal products like they used to probably would just, melt. Nothing special.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, put a bunch of marshmallows in a bowl, microwave them. If you stir it up after they're all gooey from being microwaved, they'll shrink down and harden into a web of sugar crystals.
Whoa.
Whoa. Now that's
That's
like
cool.
alchemy.
That's like alchemy. Microwave alchemy.
Microwave alchemy.
I love that. That's what the alchemists were missing. They weren't missing any of the materials, and they could have made,
Oh,
you know,
it's microwave.
what's it called?
But you can't.
Alchemy stone or whatever?
The
Yeah.
philosopher's stone.
Philosopher's stone. Yeah, they could have made
Mhm.
philosopher's. They're just missing the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Apparently some marshmallows. I I know that there are recipes for like uh what do you call those? It's like the Rice Krispies but with marshmallows
Yeah, Rice
and
Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people make those in the microwave.
Mm.
So I guess microwave marshmallows isn't too new of a thing.
Man, I haven't
But
had a
yeah,
Rice
never
Krispie
never heard
treat
of anyone doing it
forever,
just by
man.
itself.
Now I want a Rice Krispie treat, but not one that you get from the store. The ones you get from the store in the little package, they're just not the
Mhm.
same as the ones that you make at home
Well, of course,
with the Rice Krispies and
and the butter,
and the butter.
right?
The butter
That's
is
what's missing
key,
from the
man.
ones. Yes, that's what's missing from the ones at the store. They don't have the butter in them,
Mm-hmm.
and of course they're made with all sorts of different random stuff. But the butter, that really makes it.
Mm-hmm. But seriously though, butter makes just about everything better.
Yeah, almost as much as
Right?
marshmallow fluff. Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I made food. So like last week was the first week I had my kids for the summer, and they came
Yeah.
over and I made like cod, I made like chicken
Whoa.
thighs, I made steak, all of it with butter, right?
Yeah.
And so my
Mm-hmm.
boys are like, I've never had chicken like this before in my life. It like melts in your mouth. It's so good. I'm like,
Yeah, that's butter.
when you poke a bunch of holes in it and you melt some
Mm-hmm.
butter and you pour it
That's
over the chicken, and then after 20 minutes in the oven you take it out and you put more butter over it again, and then 20
ooh.
minutes later you put more butter over it again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I cook on the stove, it's not even necessarily doesn't even have to be butter. You can do milk, and I even use like oat milk, which has no dairy in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cook your meat with a protein that's like liquid,
Mm-hmm.
so that's butter has those
Butter,
proteins in
yeah.
it, and milk does too, and the oat milk has some as well. It really keeps the meat tender
Mm-hmm.
because those proteins somehow, I don't know what they do. They do something in the cooking process to really just like make it juicy and tender and just
Mm-hmm.
like really tasty.
And
So
fantastic.
yeah, like literally every time I cook meat, I add something like a little bit of dairy or butter or something
Mm-hmm.
because it makes a big difference.
It does. It does.
Hmm.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Life skills. You learn the life skills.
Yeah, yeah.
On Don't
Why
Worry
wasn't I taught
Wednesday.
this in school?
I know.
Hmm.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
So guys, like Ryan said before, and I'll say again, we don't currently have any topics. If you would like, if you have something you'd like us to talk about, you can send it to don'tworrywednesday.com, or you can put it
Hmm.
right here in the chat. We'd be happy to talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. Oh, Sparrow's writing one right now. All right.
Sorry.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that I get that open so I can see it.
Yeah. Ryan's
Perfect.
got to see it. Um,
Yeah.
so perfect.
My own.
But yeah, we are not professional therapists. We're not counselors or attorneys or doctors or anything like that. Our advice is not a substitute for professional advice. And well, everything we say can and will not be used against us in a court
I
of
was
law
thinking
because
the exact same line. I was going to even say it if you didn't, but you did.
one mind, man.
Anything that
We're
you
on the
say or
same
do can be held
wavelength here.
in court. Yeah. I was thinking the
Because
exact
everything
same
we say
thing.
is for entertainment purposes only. You probably shouldn't listen to
Hmm.
us or take our advice or anything like that. And that
Hmm.
now we are in no legal trouble to say whatever we want.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Saule, how's it going? Welcome.
There are therapists online. There are many of them, and they do like YouTube stuff. And I was thinking they should be saying the same thing we say. With I'm not a licensed therapy or therapist, blah blah blah, because they are licensed, but they're not licensed in like 99% of the world because you're only
Mm-hmm.
licensed in your state or
Exactly.
region.
Exactly.
Some people are licensed in 2 states, but it's like it's not even. Yeah, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
should they be saying that? And sometimes they say things that are just off the cuff and totally not. It's like, I hope no one follows you on that. Not
Well, yeah.
that. Yeah.
And not
Because we're all
only
human. We all
that,
say stuff.
huh?
I said, we're all human. We all say stuff that's wrong because we can't know.
It's true. I read something very important the other day. He said anything you ever hear somebody say is an opinion.
Mm.
And I'm like, you know what?
That's pretty true.
Because I mean, like, yeah, we can say facts all day
Thank you,
long,
Sparrow.
but those facts, when taken out of context or said in a certain tone or put whatever, like, it can totally change around the fact a little bit, or it can misrepresent the fact in a way that draws a conclusion that's not true or, misleading or whatever. So even facts, like the way it's
Mm-hmm.
said, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. That's
More
right. That's right.
relationship talk from you. That's okay, Sparrow. I'm all about talking about relationships. I'll talk about relationships all day long. It makes me angry, and I love it.
We do have 2 topics, by the way.
Two,
Um, yeah, Coda
I gotta see
and
this.
Sparrow submitted theirs, like, literally both of them just say about a minute ago. It was like the same time.
Wow. Okay, well,
So
we'll do them
thank you,
both.
Coda. Mm-hmm.
We'll do them both. Sparrow, you gonna be here? You sticking around? Sparrow says he wants to be here for it.
Yeah.
So,
Even Mark Virgin.
or if you guys want to fight over who does it first, we'd be willing to place
Ooh.
bets.
I don't know how they're gonna fight.
I don't know either, but like,
Mm-hmm. All right, the first one to spell corn dog without using the letter C, R, or N, go.
O DOG. You said C, R, or N, right?
Yeah, I did.
So it's an O dog. There you go.
No, it's
Yes,
gotta read like corn dog. I gotta look at it and go, oh, that definitely says corn dog.
That's O dog.
That's O dog.
O dog.
O
That's
dog.
corn dog without C,
I
R,
gotta.
or N.
That is actually. You did a good job.
You're very right. This is very true.
O dog. I had no idea what it would turn out to be. I just like threw it out there. All right. Corn dog. Yeah.
That's
Corn dog. You know what? Oh my gosh, my dyslexia can turn that M into an RN.
I know. That's what I
Really
was like. I was like, you can't use R or N, but but it's an M.
Yeah, corn dog. That's brilliant.
Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah. Well done.
I was thinking the same along the lines of
It is.
Coda. It was O dog. I was like, yeah, O
Yeah.
dog.
I guess that's yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh,
What?
Koch.
Koch dog.
Koch.
Although the HGH is silent. Co-dog.
Yeah, Koch dog. HGH. All right. I think we're gonna do Coda's first.
Okay.
Sparrow said they'll be here. I
Yeah.
hope. If I'm not, just send me a message and I'll pop back in. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Sparrow. You're amazing.
Dun, dun, dun. Co-dog.
Hmm.
Do you like corn dogs?
I mean, I
Chat.
like everything.
Chat, do you guys like corn dogs? Docog.
Docog.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking.
You don't have
We don't
corn
have-
dogs. Oh my gosh. Twashu.
So I
need to bring you to America so badly. It's not even funny. Like, we need to get you here so you can try this amazing American cuisine that we have, like squeezed cheese and corn dogs.
Yeah. Gosh, of all the people you could choose to escort you on American food, let me show you the rundown. We've got burgers. No, don't look at those. No. Oh, you say cheesecake? Cheesecake. Yeah, that's American. We don't eat that. Let's go over here where we got squeezed cheese.
Yeah.
We want cheese. Squeezed cheese. Don't worry about the cream cheese, cheesecake, all that kind of stuff.
Cream cheese is gross. Yeah. Unless it's in a crab rangoon. Other than that, it's gross.
Oh, crab ragoon. Crab ragoon is probably American. That stuff's delicious.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Got to nibble on a little pig in a blanket every now and then. Yes. Corn dogs are always a high school item. Nice. Corn dogs are okay. I don't mind a corn dog. However, I don't know if this place still exists. I'm going to have to drive like 90 miles to go see if this place still exists.
You could probably Google it and find out. It might save you a trip.
Maybe, but I kind of want to go there anyway. There's this
Oh, okay.
city in Michigan called Grand Haven. It's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's on Lake Michigan. It's like when I was a kid,
Beautiful place.
that's where we would go because my mom's side of the family is from that area, and so we would always go to the Grand Haven beach. And we'd hang out. We'd walk on the pier, go to the lighthouse, whatever. And there's a boardwalk that goes along the river as you were getting to the pier, right? On this boardwalk, there's this little tiny shack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have what's called pronto pups.
Okay, what's that?
Okay, so it's like a corn dog.
Okay.
Now this is the only thing they sell there. Pronto pups. It's a hot dog on a stick, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then he dips it in pancake batter
Right. Okay.
and then deep fries them.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So it's kind of like a corn dog, except it's
It is
not
like
corn. It's pancake batter instead of
pancake.
like this corn, the cornbread, batter
Yeah.
stuff, whatever. But yeah, pancake batter and then deep fried, and then oh my gosh, they're so good.
So okay. So instead of a corn dog, it's a flour dog. But they didn't want to call it a flour dog, so they called it a
Pronto pup.
prawn pop? Pronto pop. Got it.
Yep. And I'd always eat mine with ketchup because I mean, I was a kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they dropped the UR on flour, they could have named it a flow dog. And flow dog probably would have sold more than a pronto pop, I'm gonna be honest.
Flow dog.
Flow dog.
I don't know. I mean, the place has been in existence for a long, long time.
That's awesome.
I
That's
heard a
really
few
cool.
years ago that it was still there. I don't know if it's still there
Wow.
now. I've heard it in a couple years, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pronto pups, man.
Awesome.
Somebody can come
All right.
with me. We'll go to Grand Haven. We'll eat pronto pups. Great. Ooh, there's a thing in stores around here, at least called pancake and sausage on a stick. It's pretty much exactly what you think. Pancake batter infused with maple syrup around a sausage. That
Okay.
sounds
I can see that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I get it. Lots of people love that.
Uh-huh.
That is a breakfast. That is good.
Yeah. Breakfast corn dog thing. Hot dog on a
Mhm.
stick. But okay. So we're starting with codas.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. This one is called 566.
We did not. Whoops! I didn't even think about it. I'm sorry. I should have been processing
I'm
this.
just kidding. All right.
It is.
I'm gonna put this up on the screen here. Okay. Let's see. Yes. All right. Here it is. And this is from Coda. How would you suggest one handle imposter syndrome in professional or artistic spaces? How do you or would you suggest one handle imposter syndrome in professional or artistic spaces? And that's from Coda. So, Coda, thank you so much for the topic. This is a very good question. Imposter syndrome, I had to look it up to make sure that I knew. I was pretty sure I knew what, what it was you were talking about. But so I looked it up. Imposter syndrome. So it's a persistent feeling of self-doubt and intellectual fraudulence. So it's a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their abilities and fear being exposed as a fraud despite evidence of their competence. So that's Google's or the internet definition. If there's something that that you need to add, go ahead and put it in the chat, or if there's any nuance to your particular imposter syndrome.
If you would have defined it a little bit differently, that might help too.
Yep.
Yeah, just in case.
But this is definitely a very real and can be debilitating thing to deal with. It's tough when you lack that self-confidence, that self-belief. Sometimes it happens. I've discovered I struggle with this type of condition, you know, depending on what day it is. Some days I have
Mm.
better days than others. Some days I'm feeling like, I'm doing okay, whatever. Some days I'm feeling debilitated by, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm freaked out. I would feel that way when cooking food, right? Um, it's
Mm.
amazing, but
Yeah.
like, it also says it's not a formal psychiatric diagnosis, but it can significantly affect mental health. Okay, Coda. Coda says you're pretty spot on. It's just that feeling of inadequacy or self doubt about something that has been proven or stated multiple times to be above average or high quality. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
So it's amazing because you feel like even though you have proof that you've done this well and that you know what you're doing, you still feel like a fraud. And that can be really tough. That's a huge struggle. So, how do you handle that? Well, a lot of it's going to come down to your self-confidence, self-belief, self-esteem system that you have going on. And
Mhm.
there are some things that you can do. I probably have a few practical things you can do. But okay, Coda says I have a really hard time with believing my music, singing, covers, etc. are of any worth or value when people tell me multiple times that they love how it sounds and that it's good. Ah, yes. Sounds like you're a musician. And a lot of musicians struggle with that. In fact, what I
Mhm.
find is the best musicians struggle with that in a lot of ways.
Mm.
The people who I find are not as good of musicians are the ones who talk about how good they are at music.
Mm.
Most of the time, when people express to me, "Oh yeah, man, I'm so good, I can play this," blah 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 blah, and then they get the instrument in their hands or they sing or whatever, and it's like, okay, I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
maybe that's just my mind because I'm like, you built this whole thing up, it better be dang good, man. Like,
That's why I hate hype. Like, if it's a movie, an anime, a
ah,
video game, I'm like, as soon as someone hypes it up, I better have not heard it
uh huh,
because I will be ultra critical of the game and point out every flaw because someone hyped it up,
mm-hmm.
which is an annoying thing that I shouldn't do because I would have treated it totally fine otherwise. But because someone hyped it up, now here I am being super cynical. I really don't like that I do that, but
Well,
that's something I've done
that's okay.
plenty of times. Hmm.
I think you must be a human being, Ryan.
Yeah, I think I am.
Probably
Yeah.
sounds like you're
God, you
human.
did this. Thank you.
Yeah. And Coda, it sounds to me like you're a human being and you're a musician. And this is a real struggle
Mm.
that a lot of people deal with. So I'm going to turn this over to Ryan and let Ryan talk about this for a bit. So, Ryan, it is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'll give it
Start
my
talking.
best. Okay, yeah, that's great. All right. That's good. Great. Coda says, by the way, I really like when Yonsei said, so if you didn't receive positive feedback, you would stop? That's a good question. And I slurred that, but you got it. Coda adds, I am, in fact, a musician. It's how I found you guys originally. Static is a huge inspiration for me musically. So I typically tend to compare myself to their quality, adding to the imposter syndrome.
Mm,
Got it.
mhm.
Fair enough. I I think that's a hard one, especially when you're including me in the equation. That's really hard. Great.
Of
Do
course.
you want me to like make my music really bad for you? No, honestly, so part of being, like Joe was saying, part of being a musician is being ultra critical of your own work.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that's what makes it good, because if you weren't critical of your work, you wouldn't be able to notice what's holding it back, or it's that it could improve and be better than what it is. And that's good. I guess one of the questions is, and this is important, especially as an artist, whether you are a visual artist or an audio artist or any other kind of artist, there are many fields. Do you, when you listen to it and you notice that it's not as good as you like, or you don't believe it's as good as other people's stuff, whatever, are you able to listen to it and understand what's wrong with it? Why you think there's something wrong with it? What it's lacking? Why it's not good enough? Are you able to pinpoint why it's not good enough for you?
That's a good question.
Because that is, yeah, that's a really important question for you to be asking yourself. So when you listen to it and you go, well, you know, you feel like, I understand like the imposter syndrome. And I think one of the things as a musician you really do need, this isn't just a musician, this is anything for any kind of entrepreneur. There comes a point where you have to recognize and accept that anything you've heard out there, you can be just as good. But it also is going, you might not be there yet, but you can grow to be that good. Or, I think, yeah, well, that's about it. I think you need the confidence in potential, that you are potentially good enough if you give yourself the time, the tools, the resources, whatever, that you could produce anything just as good as anybody else has, especially when it's something as subjective as art. You know, I can do a pretty darn good anime picture, but it will take me 2, 3, maybe 4 months to make one. While my wife can make one that's just as good as I can make in 4 months. She can make it in 4 hours or less. You know? But to me, it's not a question of whether I'm capable. I know I'm capable. I just don't know how long it's going to take. I just don't know how many mistakes. And the reason I know that is because I have the eyes to see. And I can understand, and I can look, and I can get guidance where I'm not good enough. I can ask my wife for help. I can go to the internet and look up, how do you do this? Like, what's the correct procedure, right? And I can do the same thing for music. I can ask around if I don't understand the answers. If I can't find anybody's answer, I can finick around and play around until I've got something that I find acceptable. But if I'm listening to my song or looking at my art, I don't have the eyes to understand that it's not good enough, well, I won't complain about it. Right? If I can't see that it's not as good as I want it, like if it's like, then I won't want anything more, right? Because I'll just look at it and think, oh, I did a good job, when maybe the reality is I didn't, or at least I didn't do as good as someone else. This, you know, whoever I'm comparing myself to. I don't recognize the differences between my work and theirs, right? If I can't recognize the difference between my work and theirs, it means that I wouldn't be in your position, which means you can recognize that there's a difference, right? And so what you need to do is not focus on the feeling of being inadequate. Your brain is telling you you're missing something. You need to pinpoint what that is and chase it down and master that. You've got the ears to hear that you're not as far along as you want to be. And that's an okay place to be, because you need to be there in order to improve. And so this mental energy you're having, you're kind of, I don't mean to attack you with this, but you're wasting it away thinking you're not good enough, because that doesn't get you anywhere. Instead, use that energy, that fact that you notice something, instead of using it and wasting it literally grab yourself and pull yourself under the rug, right? Under the dirt. Instead of using that energy to take away from yourself and say, well, I'm not good enough, or, whatever. Recognize that you can only notice that you're not good enough because you also notice there's something better. Ask yourself, what is that? And find it. It might not be apparent to you. It might be something that you don't understand yet, but you have to learn. And you'll eventually learn it and figure it out. That's what you should be spending your energy on. Not pulling yourself down, but lifting yourself up. And if you can't lift yourself up, then go to someone else who can. It would be totally okay for you to come to me and message me in Discord, or message Joe, or message anybody who you think has this ability that you don't. It would be totally okay. And take a moment to put energy there so that you can climb that ladder that you notice exists, but you're not on the highest rung yet. You just, instead of using that energy, it's, like so many things in life. Hate. You can be angry and you can hate and destroy stuff. You can be wrathful with your anger. But anger is just an emotion of energy. You can use your anger to build. You can use your anger to address something that needs to be fixed and made better. There are plenty of people who have been angry and made beautiful things because of it. There are plenty of people who have been angry and have brought the world to a better place because of it. There are plenty of things worthy of being angry about, right? And so, similarly, this thing you're experiencing, this sense of, what's the term? Imposter syndrome. Instead of dragging yourself down because you find yourself inadequate, recognize in humility, yes, you might be inadequate. So where do you need to go to build yourself up to be as good as you want to be? And if you can't find something, there's a small chance that you're putting something there just to pull yourself down for no good reason. Because we do that too. Sometimes we have this habit of tearing ourselves apart, tearing ourselves down. We're plenty capable. We've got the right skills. We've got everything we need. What we're doing is already good, and we can't think of any way to be better. And still, we're not good enough. Who's telling you you're not good enough? The world around you? Probably you.
Yeah.
But you might not have decided you want to tell yourself that. It might just be a trained habit that no matter what you do in life, you're never good enough. Okay? So that's another thing that I know Joe can speak on a lot about, and he can have during when he talks, he can feel free to absolutely do that. But I would say that there's a chance that you will look at your work and not be able to find what it is exactly that you're like. If there's not something that you listen to your work and you go, that's it. That's the thing I'm missing. If I did this, I would no longer have the problem. If you know that, if I did this, I would still have the problem. I still wouldn't see myself as good enough. I still wouldn't see my work as good enough. Then the problem isn't your work. So there's no reason to have imposter syndrome, because now you know it's not the work that's the problem. It's you hating on yourself that's the problem. It's you not considering yourself or your work good enough for the world. But I want to tell you that unless you put something out into the world, like, there's nothing. Like, we're capable of so much good. And even a song that has no real message to it is still a creation, and it is still good. And you're capable of doing something like that, putting out good things, right? And that's what you're doing when you're creating music. You're creating, you're putting sounds together and all that, and it's good. It feels good. It sounds good. People are saying it's good, right? And so you can't, it would be a terrible mistake to degrade yourself on something that you're doing that's good, right? It just would be. So um yeah, I don't know. uh take that where you want to. Maybe I'll dialogue about that later, but that's what I'm going to suggest to you right off the bat is either you're really good at noticing that there's something better you can do, and you should be searching for that and growing through that experience rather than pulling yourself down saying, oh, I'm crap. Oh, I'm just not good enough. It's like, well, no, you just have to learn that thing, and that you can totally do that because you are where you are now and you had to learn to get where you are now. So you can learn more to get where you want to be. So that's a logical take number one. And logical take number two, if that's not even the case, and no matter what you did and how much you learned and how good you got, you still wouldn't be good enough, then the problem is your mental attitude towards your own work and towards yourself. And that's something that maybe we can go on about talking about that if you vibe with that. I see you've written to the chat quite a bit, so I'll take some time to read that. I'm sure Joe's already kind of read it, but I'm going to give it over to Joe. So, Joe,
Start talking.
it's your turn. Start talking. And I love you.
You got it. I love you
And
too.
Goda, thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I love you as well.
Thank you. And welcome, Oil Octane. It's good to see you. And so Coda, you've got some stuff in the chat here. So are you thinking that the condition so I'm just looking at the last thing you put in the chat, where you said, I like to think of my music / work as this isn't good enough yet, but it is a stepping stone to something better. I feel it may not be quite as much imposter syndrome and more perfectionism. So are you thinking that what you're experiencing isn't really actually imposter syndrome and it's more just perfectionism? Or are you still, do you still get that feeling like, oh, people are going to figure out that I'm actually a fraud here? You know, like that's kind of one of the defining things in imposter syndrome, it appears to be. It's like where we're afraid that people are going to discover that we're actually not as good as they say we are or as they experience us to be. So,
yeah, Oil, nice to see you acting.
You just tuned in because you're at work. Hey, happy working.
Yeah. Best of work to you.
We'll keep you company while you're working. We're working too. Look at how hard we're working.
Yeah. This is work-ish, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really.
Coda says, yeah, I believe it's more, I know that it's good, just not that it's good enough. I feel I used the wrong phrase originally in the topic. That's okay.
That's okay. That's why we want to,
we just want to clarify because, I mean, it just, because we just want to make sure we're addressing what it is that you're actually feeling and, and see how we can help you to feel better. So, but, okay. So you feel like it's just not good enough. And I can relate so much for most of my life. I've mostly experienced myself as not good enough. And I don't know what it comes from. I feel like that's a very human condition. The more and more I learn about it, I think, a lot of people struggle with that. Yep. And you're right, Sawale. Perfectionism is hard. Music is messy. If it wasn't at least a little messy, then it would sound robotic and grating. Not sure I can help with perfectionism, but no great art is ever perfect. You're absolutely right. But we as musicians in general, man, it seems to me, out of all the different groups of people that I've come into contact with, musicians tend to be so perfectionist. And I am, especially like when you grow up and maybe you're in band or maybe you're in choir and every little thing is nitpicked and everything like that. And you just like, you're trying to get it right and it's never right enough and whatever, and we beat ourselves up and we feel like we're wrong and we feel whatever. And so like, that's just something ingrained in there that I know I've experienced for most of my life, where I've mostly felt like I'm not good enough. And it doesn't matter what arena I'm talking about. It could be playing music,
Mhm.
which I know I'm a good musician. I've got decades of experience in music and decades of experience of people telling me how good I am at music. I've made it into some of the most prestigious areas that I had locally available to me. As far as ensembles I've played in, I played in the Michigan State University marching band and their drum line, which is world-class drum line. And all of these things, it doesn't matter because I still felt like I wasn't good enough. And it translated into everything, whether it was music, whether it was school, whether it was my marriage, whether it was, like any other kind of relationships, being a friend, everything. I've always felt like I just wasn't hitting the mark.
Mm.
And so one of the things I've had to learn is that, like Saole said, music is messy. It's never going to be perfect. I think life is that way. I think life is kind of messy.
Sure is.
I think that we all kind of experience that mess. And so, like, what do we do about that? Because it's not easy to go through your life and you're always feeling like you're not quite there. And I journal about this still. I journal all the time. Actually, I've been journaling for a long time.
Mhm.
But one of the things, I'm starting to be able to let go a little bit of this feeling. And it's not easy. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily have this great self-belief now or incredible self-esteem now or whatever. But I'm just starting to understand that I'm not the only one that feels this way, and it's pretty normal for humans to feel this way.
Mm.
Maybe not in every area of their life, but in a lot of areas of their life, people feel like they're not doing good enough or they're just not good enough or whatever. And they have experiences that can back it up. We could say, "Oh, well, my girlfriend left me and blah 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 and or such and such happened and this bad thing happened." But everybody has good things happen to them and everybody has bad things happen to them, and it doesn't say anything about your character ever. Just because somebody did something, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that was a choice they made. Now, in a lot of cases, like as far as music is concerned, I remember part of this. Now, my friend Kate tells me part of this is the area I grew up in, because I grew up in Michigan, and in the Midwest, like the whole mantra is, and maybe this is true other places too, but it's like, here's what your life looks like. You go to school, you go get good grades, you go to college and you go get a degree, and then you get a job and you make money, and that's how you're successful. And I would totally be, if I lived that life, I'd be so miserable. I've always kind of had a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit where I had to be in charge of my own thing, man. Like, it's just kind of in my nature, right? And so I
Mhm.
was, even in like second grade, I was rejecting this life path. And when I decided to be a musician, like everybody, it felt like everybody was conspiring against me, even though people said, "Oh man, you're such a good musician. You're so good at playing the guitar. You're so good at playing the drums. You have such a great voice. You're really good at this." And I wrote, a piece, a 32-page orchestral score my senior year in high school
For
that
every
my
instrument.
that my high school orchestra played at a
Wow.
performance. What'd you say, Ryan? Every instrument?
For Yeah, you had to write it for every instrument. That's gonna
I did.
have a different part, which
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah. And I wrote it by hand with a pencil.
Yeah. God.
Like I'd play notes on the piano and figure out what part it was, and I'd write it out with a pencil. I wrote it by hand. Took me like 6 months.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I had all this proof that I knew how to do music. But still, people would be like, oh, well. I remember my high school guidance counselor, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do for a career? I was like, I want to be a musician. And he laughed at me. And then he figured out I was serious. And so he's like, well, I guess you need to go to college and major in music. But what he didn't tell me was that really the only thing, in this area, if you go to college to major in music, you're going to end up being a band director. Like, that's the job you get.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that job. And I've discovered this early on in my college career, and I dropped out. Because I didn't want to do that. So anyway, but one of the things I'm starting to realize is that it doesn't matter. I used to be trying to figure out the purpose of everything, the purpose of existence, all this kind of stuff. And I've figured out it doesn't necessarily even really matter. The point is we're here. None of us asked to be born. We were born. And here we are. I don't know how long I have left on this planet. But you know what? I'm going to live it out. And I'm going to do the best I can. And I'm going to contribute what I can as myself. I'm going to figure out who I am and what I'm good at. And it's interesting because right now, in this step in my journey I'm in right now is kind of differentiating between my authentic self and the masks that I've worn throughout my life, like the defenses that I've put up and my actual authentic self, right? And I'm learning to distinguish these things and trying to root that out. Like it's an interesting journey. But as I go through this and I learn these things more about me, I'm just like, whatever I decide to do, I guess it doesn't matter as much as whether or not I do it to the best that I can. Whether or not I contribute the best way that I can. And so you doing music is a wonderful, beautiful thing, and you should keep doing it. Because I'm telling you, whether or not you become a millionaire making music, whether or not you make no money at all making music, if you love doing it and it's something you really enjoy, then you should absolutely do it and you should share it with the world. And I guarantee you, you're going to have critics. I guarantee you there are going to be people that listen to your stuff and not like it. And there are going to be people that listen to your stuff and they're going to love it. And then there are other people that are going to listen to your stuff and just not even care. That's the truth. And you never know who it is that's going to like it. Mm-hmm. I had a song or two that, like, apparently people in Spain really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
It was so crazy.
So funny. I love that.
I released these 2 songs as this artist by the name of CDVNL years ago. And all of a sudden I get an envelope in the mail from ASCAP and I didn't open it for like 6 weeks. And I was just like, I was spent this whole time. I'm just like, man, I'm hurting for money. God, I'm so broke. I hate this. Man, and I was like stressing out, pulling my hair out about money because I didn't have any money and I needed to get gas and I needed to get food and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I'm so broke. And I get this envelope from ASCAP, the performing rights organization or whatever. And I'm like, they're updating their contract, their annual contract. They send this thing every year, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was like this thick envelope, felt like a bunch of papers in there, So I'm like, oh yeah, it's just this, whatever. And then finally I open it up and it's a check for like $210 or something like that. Or $100. It was like right around $200. And I could have really used that 6 weeks ago when I was stressed out about money. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, is this actually a real thing? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a real check. What? And so all the
That's so good.
papers in there were like the like where all this stuff was played, and it was like every country in the world was like 0 or 1 or whatever, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden Spain. That's where all that came from.
Yeah.
And I
So
was like,
fun.
what? And it was like being played in bars, and I'm like, I wonder if somebody like made a meme with one of my songs or
Yeah.
something like.
A Spanish meme or something.
Yep, I
That's
don't
great.
know. Yep. So it's crazy, but like this whole journey, things are going to happen that are unexpected, things are going to happen that are wonderful, things are going to happen that are stressful. It's all part of the ride. But I tell you, at some point you'll just do it enough that it just becomes a part of your life, it becomes a part of your habits, and you just do it. And all that other stuff doesn't matter anymore. And that's the thing I want to try to impress upon you the most, I think, is that all the feedback you get, all that other stuff, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. If it brings you joy to make music, and I see you said, Coda, in the chat, the money isn't something I care about with music. I want to incite things in people with it. So I feel that's also why I hold it to such a high standard. That's
Mm.
absolutely, that's great. And I know that with Static P, you know, he and I had lengthy conversations, and that was like
Mhm.
the motivator behind him making the music that
Yeah,
he did, was he
sure.
wanted to create something good that was going to be powerful, that was going to help people see things in a better way, and to bring
Mhm.
truth into the world, and he's done it in a masterful way, as I'm sure you guys know.
Well, thank
um
you.
you're welcome. But yeah, so I think a couple things you can do to help, that I've learned help, and I say this all the time: sleep, exercise, drink water, eat good food, unless it's squeezed cheese. Eat a bunch of squeezed cheese too, just because it tastes good. But those
Wow.
things, like, you know, pay attention to how much sleep you're getting. Pay attention to how much are you moving your body, even if it's just walking or stretching. Are you drinking water and eating decent food? If you can pay attention to that stuff, all those physical stressors can minimize, and at least those things won't be influencing your thinking, because that the way your body is performing can have a tremendous impact on the way you think. Um, so once you can kind of get those out of the way, a lot of these things can kind of like lessen. These bad feelings that you're having can kind of lessen a little bit. They could get smaller and smaller, and those voices can get quieter and quieter. And then as you keep going and you keep moving forward, and you just keep putting out a song and put out another song and write another song and create something else that's new and do these things that are aligned with the purpose that you have in mind for yourself, you're going to live wonderfully. Yes, you're going to have struggles. Yes, you're going to have setbacks. Yes, you're going to have hard times and bad days, and all of that's going to happen for sure. But in that, there's nothing wrong with you. In all of that, there's nothing wrong with you. You're a human being, and these are things that all humans experience. And so I try to remind myself of that now. When I'm dealing with the stressors of feeling like I'm not good enough, I try to remind myself that, you know what, I'm a human just like everybody else. And we all have these feelings from time to time. And I don't need to get stuck here.
Mhm.
I can move forward. And sometimes if I'm having a really bad day, I know the best thing I can do is go to bed and reset. Just reset. Because I know when I wake up, I'll feel at least a little bit better, unless I'm sick. then a lot of times I wake up and I just want to take medicine and go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, hopefully some of that's helpful for you, Coda. Like, but I'm with you. It's a struggle, and being a perfectionist is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you want to put the best thing you can out there, but at some point it just becomes about I got to put stuff out there. I'll get it as far as I can get it to the best of my ability, and then it's out, and then I got to move on to the next one, and move on to the next one, and just keep rolling. You'll be amazing at what can happen. You'll be amazing. It'll be amazing who you can meet, who you can associate with, who you can collaborate with, and what you can create as a result. It'll be pretty cool. So, Ryan, back to you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, Coda. I mean, I think yeah. Sounds like you just perfectionist, and that's pretty normal, especially for creators of many of artists and so on and so forth. I really like what you had to say, Joe. I think humility goes a very far way in this. If if pride is being a slave to your ego, then humility is being free from it. And most of the time, when you're caught up in something that's chewing you up inside, there's probably an associated virtue that could do the opposite. So I would say that what Joe said is really good. And there's a sense of letting go. It's not that your perfectionism is a bad thing. It's not that it's a bad tool. It's a really useful tool. But if your ego is caught up in it, or if, by ego, I don't mean necessarily even how others see you. It can be how you see you or how you see your work. Humility is what allows you to see the value of what you do and the value of yourself as a human being, value of your thoughts, the value of others, etc. And understanding that value and respecting it in its order is a huge thing. And letting go of, like, it's important to be critical of your work in order for it to manifest into something beautiful, or especially better than you're capable of. And I got a chance to read through everything you were saying with doing covers, and I'm honored, sincerely honored, that I was any part of your journey at all, let alone significant as you have made me out to be. I think it's important to kind of just, I think, how do I say this? Because it's a really thing hard to say, because we don't talk like this in English. We don't separate these terms out. How do I distinguish how you feel about something from how you feel about yourself, I guess? Because both of them are ego, both of them are pride, but you don't think of them as that, because pride doesn't usually mean that. But what I'm trying to say is, if your criticism of your work gets in the way of you doing something valuable, or it haunts you, then you are a slave of something. Does that make sense? If something in life is haunting you, like an addiction or something, you're a slave to it. Your brain is a slave to it. It desires it so much so that you aren't free to be yourself, you operate because of it.
Mm.
So I hope that makes sense. And I hope you can relate that to what you're experiencing in the right way. I'm going to try to say it again and hopefully it lands. There is something that causes you to move that's good. And there's something in that you're a slave to that causes you to move as well. And it's important to distinguish which is good and which is bad. Or you can be a slave to a good thing. I mean, literally, what is gluttony? What is lust? What is any of the things? It's good that you are your own person and that you can create things. And it's great that you are capable of controlling your muscles and things like that. And that you can perceive yourself. But if you're a slave to that, that's called pride. If that is what decides how you operate, that's what you're a slave to, right? So if it's how others see you, the fact that you're self-aware is awesome. But if your self-awareness controls you and makes you do things that you're not just free to do whatever you want, but that feeling of being self-aware controls you, it makes you make your decisions that are bad sometimes. Like, you know there's a better decision, but you make a bad, worse one. Or even just sometimes you make good decisions, but they're wrapped around this oppressive nature of self-noticing. That's pride. And it can manifest in forms of being egotistical and saying, like, I'm all that in a bag of chips. Or it can manifest, that's selfishness, I guess. Or it can manifest in being selfless, saying, I'm crap, I'm terrible, everyone's better than me, and my life is just awful because I'm awful. You know, both of those are the same thing. It's a you're a slave to the ego, right?
Mm.
That's the best way I can say it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you're prideful, by the way. I'm not trying to diagnose you right here and say this is what you are. I'm not saying you're prideful. But if I could get you to look at what it is that's controlling your moves, controlling your attitude, controlling your actions or feelings towards your output in music, I would say if you could find that and attack that by chasing the opposite, which is freedom from that, you'll probably, like, you'll be in a position where you're still putting out stuff that is high level and you're still able to criticize your own work and still able to note and be like, aim for perfection, but not be swallowed by it. You're free from that and you're free to you're just like, there's no pain at all. It's just like, this isn't good enough, let me do this to it. And there's no associated like feeling of sadness in it or sorrow or pain or oppressed feeling or anything. It's just, you're just like, hey, you know what? I could make this better. And then there are going to be a point where it's like, I could make this better, but at the same time, the amount of value I can get out of making this better at this point, no one's going to hear the difference. I might even not even be making it better. It's just more tuned to my opinion. And honestly, it's like I'm tweaking pixels here. No one's going to see. It's like I'm changing the shade of this blue by one unit. No one can tell the difference between that blue and the other blue. Like, I put them side by side, people still can't see the difference, right? It's going to be you doing that, and you're going to just be like, I could sit here and do that, but it's not worth my time. It's not worth the song's value. It's not worth it. So I'm just going to call this good. This is beautiful as it is. Send it. Next song. And it's not like you're devoid of the feeling of the joy that the song can bring. It's just that you're devoid from the oppression of having it to be perfect. Does that make sense? I hope that clicked. I hope that landed. I hope that was useful. Being devoid of, like, still being capable of chasing the best from yourself and beyond without the feeling of oppressive, like, it has to be perfect or I'm not good enough sort of feeling. That's just dropped, and you're free to pursue the best rather than a slave to pursuing the best.
Mm.
I think that's a way to say it.
Mm.
You are free to pursue the best rather than a slave to pursuing the best. I think that's where you want to get to. And that might be a humility thing. It might be something else. It might be like, literally, it might be like a purity thing, or like a, I don't know. It could be so many things, but you have to kind of search inside yourself and figure out, okay, what is it? If I can nail it, what am I a slave to? And what is the opposite of that I can chase? That's good. That, what can I, basically you're asking, what can I just drop and let go and say, I'm just going to let that fall. It's like if someone's greedy, the best thing they can do with their money is give it away.
Mm.
Because at some point it will click in their brain. They're surviving without the money. They don't need the money. They don't need to hold tight to it and like squeeze it at death. They just need to let go. And then life is okay. Life is better because they're free to use money rather than a slave to the money. So much a slave that they can't do anything except for hoard it, right? Because a lot of times people who are greedy, and there's a lot of people out there, what they do is they hoard the money and essentially they're poor because they're hoarding money. They're not doing anything useful with it, you know, because they're like, it's like they gotta hold on to it tightly and like they can't let go. And if a cent goes somewhere, they freak out. They gotta hold on to it and like it can't leave their grasp, right? That's like greedy, you know? And so they're a slave to that, the physical things, or the monetary, the imaginary numbers. They're a slave to imaginary numbers sometimes, right? Or a slave to the status that they think it brings them. Like, oh, I'm rich, you know, whatever. So like just being able to let go and say, I don't care what happens to it, you know? And then eventually your brain kind of just comes around and says, I'm free of that. Now I get to use it as a tool rather than having it use me as a tool. Right. And so try to, I don't know, that's the best I got for you on that line of thinking is if you can identify something there, this might go outside of the music realm and it might lift you elsewhere in other fields other than just music. Because perfectionism is a good thing when it's used as a tool freely. But when perfectionism is it like binds you and you can't be okay with something that you didn't make 100,000,000% perfect, and you just like, yeah, it like controls you, like as if you don't have freedom to just pursue perfection, you know, that's not good. That's what I think maybe that's what you're experiencing. And if you can nail why, chew your way out of it by giving it up, allowing things to just be, you know, I don't know, but that's my best I got for you. I think hopefully maybe that guides your brain in the right ballpark for something useful. I'm not you. I don't know what's going on in your brain, but I think that's the best I can think of to give you, and it might not even be in the right field, but that's what I got. So I said it. I'm done.
I think that was great. I think that's such an important distinction to make. Are we a slave to this or are we free to pursue it? Right?
Right.
That's such a great question to ask. And most of the time we don't ask ourselves that. You know, we're just going along doing our stuff and we're stressed out about it or whatever, right? We're feeling all this anxiety and pressure and everything. Well, that is a good indicator that maybe you're kind of a slave to it. Right?
Yeah.
And a slave to what? A slave to making music? Maybe not. Maybe it's a slave to the perfectionism. Maybe it's a slave to some kind of weird like disconnect I'm having in my head, right, about all this,
Right.
and it's related, right? But then if we
Mhm.
can
It could be a
identify it.
yeah, it could be
Mhm.
a perspective thing that was never even true in the first place. It was just something that when you were a kid, you in order to make some kind of logical loop work, you came up with this thing and you believed it all along and it was never true and you wrong about it, but it's guided you on so many things in your life. And you
Mhm.
weren't old enough yet to really make the full real logical loop because you just couldn't think that straight. But now you're stuck with some weird, you know, issue and that can be fixed. You just kind of have to identify it, you know.
Mhm. That's a
Yeah.
great question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Coda, for this topic. I hope that some of
Mm-hmm.
the stuff we've said has been helpful. I know that some of the stuff in the chat was helpful to me, especially as I was reading it and formulating what I was going to say with my mouth. You
Nice.
guys,
Yeah.
you guys in the chat, your input is so valuable. I so much appreciate you guys. If you're lurking, that doesn't mean you're not valuable. You're still valuable even if you're lurking. Lurk away. But feel
That's
free to
true.
join the conversation in the chat if you want.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you too. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But wherever
By the
you're
way, hey
at,
Jeff.
be here. What?
Well, I was just saying hi to Jeff. I didn't say hi to him yet.
Oh, Jeff.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
Yes. Jeff, the bag of chips, bring it.
Yeah. Always.
Mm.
Um. Well, it depends on what kind though. Some of them I really like, and some
Bring
of
the
them are
good
just like I
kind.
could eat one. Yeah, that's it. What kind of chips? The good kind. Okay, that's all I needed to hear. We're in.
uh, good. I'm glad it was eye opening. You know, there was a lot of good stuff said in this topic.
Hmm.
I think it was good. I really appreciate you sending it to us.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so thank you
yeah.
so
And
much.
thank you, just like Joe said, everyone in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really good things there. Sure.
Yep. Yes. All right. So shall we do Sparrow's topic? Sparrow, are you here still?
Yeah, I
I
would love
mean, I
to.
know it's getting kind of close to 10, but we started really late. So
Yeah, we
I
did.
feel like we want, and plus I want to do this topic.
Yeah, we spent like the first half an hour or hour actually talking. Well, we started late because I was late
Well, then
with
we talked
setting up
about food.
everything. And then we talked about food for half an hour. So
Yeah, it
now
was good.
missed about an hour, yeah.
It was good. So
Hmm.
let's do this topic from Sparrow. Uh, and it's a relationship topic, he says. Oh, yours
Oh.
shouldn't be too long, you say? Okay.
Wow,
We
dude, we
could
can
take it.
make
Have you
anything
ever
long.
met us?
Did you see how short some of these topics have been?
Yeah.
And we have taken them to outer space and back. Oh yeah.
And it's a relationship topic, so all bets are
Yeah.
off now.
Yeah.
You know me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Rip.
Rip.
All right. So here, let's get into this topic. This will be good. So this is from Sparrow. Gonna be here for the next 3 hours.
With that many P's, it's no longer rest in peace. It's rest in pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we start talking about food or roller coasters again? Yeah, we can. You know,
We can.
there's probably some analogy I can make to a roller coaster and just about
Oh
everything.
yeah.
So all right, I'm gonna put this topic up on the screen. This come from Sparrow, and I'm gonna read it aloud while you guys read along with me. Feel free to read aloud with me while I read aloud, especially if you're at work and your coworkers are around and like you read the topic out loud.
Yeah.
So, all right, here it is. Sparrow is here. Hi guys. There's this girl I started dating recently, and things are going very good. For some context, she goes to college 2 hours away from me, and she is on her summer break, and she'll be going back to school in August. My worry is that since I've had such a bad experience with long distance relationships, I don't know if I should be doing it again. But this girl is very different from the ones I've had before. I'm writing this very quick, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Sparrow is still here, gone. Ah,
Nice.
yes. Okay. So this is a topic about long distance relationship. You've had bad experiences with long distance relationships and you don't know if you should be doing it again. So are you asking if you should be doing this?
You don't need our permission, but
Are you asking so was there something specific in this that you were wondering about? So yeah, but either way, I
I
mean,
just want to talk about it.
I'm kind of like the Apostle Paul. I say you should all just stay single.
Mm, if you can help it. Hmm.
I'm kidding. I know people got their relationships that they love and love to have and stuff like that.
If everyone
And you
was
are
like,
free to do so.
I like Paul, but if everyone was like Paul, we'd be a dead human race.
I did not say you should divorce. Do not put words in my mouth.
Wow. Paul didn't
Or
divorce
on my
anybody, so it's
screen.
fine.
Believe me, divorce is very difficult and
I'm saying, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
It's too late. You guys already
have to go back in time. To
You
the
tried
grind.
punching
I hope
each
not.
other? You tried it.
Uh-huh.
I need verification
Yeah.
on this, Ryan. Did you actually try punching each other?
Yeah, we punched each other.
Good.
Yeah. Did we? I feel like at some point there was a very soft and gentle touching with a fist, or an accidental. Oh, I'm sorry. You okay? Sort of stuff.
Okay. Well, as long as
I
you're
don't
doing it.
know. Yeah.
I didn't say you had to punch each other
We
hard
tried to think
or
about punching each other.
violently.
Yeah. But then we didn't
You
actually
can-
do it. Okay. Never mind. Okay. See.
Yeah, anyway,
Mhm.
whatever. That was my advice to them at their wedding, when they were like, if you have
Yeah.
advice for me, I was like, just make sure you punch each other.
Make sure you punch each other always. I'm pretty sure always was there.
Always, yes. Always was in
Always
there.
punch yourself. Yeah, that's right. Because it was a list of things. It was like never go to bed, and then blah blah blah, and always blah blah blah, and something. It was
Yeah.
like one of those lists with like stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't make
For
the
a
stuff,
date,
someone
you
else did.
should go punch each other.
Yeah, for a date you should go punch each. Yeah, you wrote punch each other for everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
It was pretty funny.
It was great. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway. So Sparrow says, I want to make it work, but I'm just not 100% sure, Everything is going good, but I'm not sure if it's going to go well when she's 2 hours away, Yeah. Absolutely. You don't know. You don't know how it's going to end up. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how the world is going to turn. You don't know. We don't know anything. Nothing's really guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're in this moment right now and you guys love each other and you're enjoying each other's company, and that's great. So, yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Just make sure you're going to punch each other.
She can't handle that, then it's a no-go. Gosh. No.
Yeah, relationships are a crazy
Not
thing.
okay.
It might take me a minute to formulate a few things to say, so I'm going to turn this over to Ryan. He's much more good at relationships than me. So,
Yeah.
I
don't know about that, but
I have experience for sure. However,
okay.
Yeah. So Ryan, start talking.
All right. Yeah, I'll say this right off the bat. You're
Don't
you
listen to
and
Joe.
No. That's funny. No. What I want to say right now right off the bat is to console Joe a little bit. Joe, you're you and they are them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't relate how good at relationships you are when the other people are flawed and you're perfect.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So, Joe, you're perfect. Just
I
keep
can't
on
be
being perfect.
If I messed that up, I'm not perfect.
Okay, fine. You're not any less than perfect.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And No, I think honestly, it's like you messed up, or whether okay, sorry, you've had bad experiences before with long distance relationships. I will say so have I. But my relationship with my wife, current, was an incredibly long distance relationship in terms of location. And for a while, it was a long distance relationship. And um, here we are. We got married, and it's beautiful. I've had several other long distance relationships before that. Some of them very good, ended peacefully. Some of them were very dramatic and not great at all. Some were terrible. Some were founded on lies. Some of them were founded in just a misunderstanding of what a relationship is. Um, and so I've had a gamut, and I will say that each person is a different person. Each relationship is going to be a different relationship. A relationship is a really interesting thing because it's like a third person in itself. Because the relationship itself, it's like a being. It's like it's its own thing. And it's based off like it is based off of your actions and their actions, your words, their words, etc. The way you think about things and the way they think about things. Um, but it requires like that relationship requires investing into. Um, and how you feel about each other is dependent upon that relationship. So that's not entirely up to you. All you can do is give it your best. And if you really like this person and you want to give it your best, then give it your best. And I would apply that to whether they're just a friend or more or less. Maybe they're an enemy and you want to make them a friend. You want to have a really good relationship with your enemy, whatever. You know, I would say, um, if you want the relationship to be solid and good and beautiful, then treat it like that. And then the other half is up to them, you know? And a friend of me, yeah. um, and that's the reality. And I will say more, and that is not everybody's capable of having a really good friendship or a good relationship because they don't understand or respect that relationship as a third person in a way, or they don't really truly respect the other person as they need to. If you're in a place where you feel like you don't have any solid relationships and all of them are fake or like charity relationships, if you can look at your relationships and say that you sort of know that they're mostly just charity and don't really have close friends, then that's a different topic I think we should absolutely dig into. But Sparrow, I in the little conversations we've had, 100% doubt that's the case for you. Like, I 100% doubt that that's the case for you. I think you are actually a very respectful person. You respect the dignity of others. You consider them, you think about them in the things that you do and say, and you develop good, strong relationships through good, strong respect and honesty and intention. And that's what you can do. That's all that you can do. It's really a lot up to the other person, too. And so you can't degrade yourself just because you've had bad experiences before. Because that's not necessarily on you. If there is a real pattern that's not okay. If the problem is you, then this problem would echo out into all of your relationships, not just specifically one set of relationships. I hope that that's made clear. If there is a problem with you and your ability to have relationships, which can exist, usually due to a misconception of what a relationship is, or a misconception of who you are, and a lack of humility or understanding or compassion or uh, empathy or something like that. But generally speaking, if this is a you problem, it happens to all of your relationships and should be addressed, or it's just a sort of accident or coincidence of the nature of the fact that a relationship takes two people, and most of them don't. Like, obviously there are like 10 times, maybe more romantic relationships than there are successful relationships, right? So I will say that there are 100 times more friendships than there are real, true, like incredibly strong, deep, connected, vulnerable, amazing friendships, right? There are far more just surface level friendships that could split in the flick of a dime, right? There are far more, many of those. So part of that is, it's not really the luck of the draw. It's it is who you are, but it's also who they are. And so most of the time it's not going to click, because most of the time I think it's not that humans are incapable, but humans are human.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful thing, but it's also you know, like Jesus said, that he's not going to just trust humans because he knows how humans are. You know? And that's true, you know? So all you can do is be you, the best version of yourself, being the best you can be, and honoring the relationship the best you can, and hope that they do the same. And hope that they have the integrity to do the same, the character to do the same, the ability to do the same. And I will say ability because it's a skill. And the thing about it being a skill is it takes practice. And you have to have a good practice partner. You have to have a patient, understanding, willing practice partner. And those are hard to find. So I would say my response to this is, yeah, of course. Of course, give it another shot. Why not? And your experiences are just recognize that sometimes maybe you're not good enough. Sometimes maybe they're not good enough. And most likely the reality is both of you aren't good enough. And the people that are good enough are those that recognize that both of them aren't good enough. And they're willing to be a good practice partner. I think that's the reality. That's me being the most honest I could ever be. Is like that's the relationship with my wife, right? Like both of us can recognize that we aren't perfect. We don't celebrate that, but we love each other beyond that. And we both know that we aren't perfect communicators or perfectly self-giving all the time and so on and so forth. But we're both willing to be good, faithful practice partners. And by good, I mean oriented towards good, oriented towards goodness, holiness, the best, the highest value, however you want to call it. So you can be that. And maybe she can be that too. But if you recognize at some point that she cannot be that, you have to face that and say, okay, this isn't the relationship. This isn't the one. Because she needs to be that in order for the relationship to actually be a good one. I hope that makes sense. And that's nothing to do with long distance relationship. That's to do with every relationship. You know? That's something I can say absolutely true for Joe too, right? I know Joe, and Joe knows me, and we both know that we both make mistakes. Both know that we can get on each other's nerves if we wanted to, if we don't want to. um, but we both know that we have good intentions about each other, and we're both willing to be good practice partners while we both learn how to be better at making a relationship good and so on, right? And I trust Joe that way. I know I probably have Joe's trust in the same way. Joe squints his eyes, but he knows it's
You
true.
trust me how?
I trust that you are the person that looks out for the good in me, and you're willing to deal with me when I'm not at my best and I'm not participating in the relationship the way that it deserves, or respecting the relationship the way that it deserves. You give me chances to learn and grow and behave better, and you recognize that I try to do better.
Yeah, but you're like one of the most well-behaved people I know, though.
It's easy, but that's but that's because it's easier just to do that, It's like, anyways, yeah, I think you just got to be the kind of person. Everybody's got to be the kind of person that desires the best in each other and is willing to play that out, because we all know that that's something to learn and grow. Like, we know that we're not already there. We don't expect perfection, but we hope for the growth of each other, and that's a beautiful thing. But I hope that all of that made sense. I hope that helps you recognize, like, it being a long distance, probably not an issue. I've had, like I said, I've had good ones and bad ones. I've had a whole experience, and only one of them ever worked out, and it's the one I'm in now, right? So it's just that way. And that's a good thing, because I wouldn't have it any other way. I think, myself at least, I'm glad that it is the way it is, and it worked out the way it worked out. And I took something out of every experience that was really good, even if it was really painful, right? And I'm sure you will go through life and do the same. And so I think it's a good thing. Sort of like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And recognize that maybe there are places where you could improve how you tend to relationships with your significant others that needs handling, such as maybe maybe you find yourself being too attached or detached, or I guess in a way that's like selfish, right? Maybe there are things you can learn and experience and grow in, but I don't think it's fair to equate one person to another. Just because you had an experience with one person doesn't mean you can assume you'll have the same exact experience with another person. That's like me. Like, I had an awesome friendship with Joe, so I don't understand why I can't have that same exact experience with this Japanese person that I don't even know their language. You know, it's like, yeah, I can't expect the same thing out of every single person just because I had it with Joe in a specific environment, you know. It's like, oh, I work with this person on music, so that means every person I ever work with music is going to be the same experience, right? Of course, you know that, Sparrow. So I'm just saying, I don't think it's fair to this other person for you to worry about this because the other people are the other people and this person is this person. You know? And you're you, and you get to work on you, and they get to work on you too in a bit, in a way. But it's a shared experience, and it's a thing that takes time and patience, and that's part of the beautiful beauty of a relationship is that it grows through that. And if they can't handle that, then you don't really want to be with them anyway. So if those didn't work out, that's a good thing. I think that's something to always remember as you go through relationships. If they don't work out because for one reason or they just don't work out, generally it's probably a good thing that they didn't. It's a good thing because you don't want to be stuck with somebody that really can't do this. What they really can't do the relationship thing that you're, you know, that you want. You want a specific kind of relationship. And if they can't do it, then you don't want it with them. That's the truth. So it's good. So maybe count your victories and move forward. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I don't know if that's useful, but those are my thoughts anyway, Sparrow.
It's good thoughts.
And yeah. And I'll let Joe have a hand at it. Start talking.
Oh boy, this is scary, man. Excuse me. We're scaring everybody. Sparrow, thank you so much for the topic. Ryan, thank you for what you said. I'm gonna second a lot of the things that you said, Ryan. And you know, like Sparrow, if you are concerned about the fact that you've had bad experiences with long distance relationships in the past, and so you're hesitant or you're worried about this long distance relationship, you know, chances are she's not going to be the same. This experience won't be the same as your other long distance relationship experiences. And I know so many people who have had long distance relationships. Jeff put in the chat about his marriage. I mean, you look at Ryan, his, you know, relationship with his wife. I know lots of people who have gone through long distance relationship situations and have come through and had very strong relationships, and it's worked out well. I understand your concern. There are a couple things I would watch out for in this relationship that you're having, though. Mainly, pay attention to yourself. It's hard when we're in love and we're all hijacked by dopamine and oxytocin and all these chemicals and all this stuff that's going around in our body. That what happens when we fall in love, right? Not everybody is like this. A lot of people it seems like a lot of people do this well. And if you're looking for good relationship, if you're going down the road with this person and it's long term, like I'm looking into a long-term relationship with this person, look into the material created by the Gottman Institute, Gottman, Gottman Institute. These are people that have spent like half a century studying relationships and what makes them work, what are red flags, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you're going down that road and it's serious, look into that stuff. The main thing I'm going to tell you, here's a danger in a long distance relationship. If you're not with them a lot, one of the things that we might have a tendency to do. Now, I do this whether it's long distance or close up, you know, and I've not had very many relationships, but I've noticed a pattern. is I tend to fall in love with the potential.
Mm. I see. That's interesting. Yeah. Right.
And what happens is I get into something called a fantasy bond.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
'Cause I
fall in love with the
around
potential. I fall in love with what is possible. I fall in love with the possibilities. I fall in love with, like, oh, how could this be? This is great. I love this person. This person's so awesome, blah, 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 blah. And I will invest and 100% commit myself to this person. Then I'll change myself all around, and I'll change my thinking, and I'll change my identity, and it'll all get sucked and wrapped into this fantasy. And it's a lot more possible in long distance to do that because we're not there, sitting next to them at a restaurant when they fart, and it vibrates the seat under you, whatever, whatever.
That's kind of funny, dude. I don't think that's a turnoff. I think that's just like it's just like a moment.
But it's
you're
thing. But it's a
you...
thing when you're in the fantasy bond in the long distance relationship. You're not experiencing those in person
Yeah, that's
things.
true.
You know what I mean?
Think about that in the fantasy. Yeah.
You don't get to sit there and be like, "Oh, you smell like cat urine" or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like.
Oh gosh, that's true though.
And who knows?
Yeah.
So that's one of the potentials in a long distance relationship because you're not with them all the time. That the fantasy bond can be a little bit stronger. And so just pay attention to who you are in this. You're a person, Sparrow, that has goals, dreams, hopes, desires for a future. You have all these things. I know this about you. I don't necessarily know what they are. That's okay. I don't need to know them all. You can feel free to tell them, whatever, what your vision for your future is. Whenever I've fallen in love, my vision for my future that I had constructed over the years prior or whatever, they always go flying right out the window. And my whole identity gets wrapped up into that person. And that's a huge mistake that I've made in any relationship I've been in. Because I commit myself to it. And it always crashes and burns. Sometimes it takes longer than other times. Sometimes it takes 20 years to crash and burn. And by then you've got children and co-parenting and child support and all that fun stuff. Lawyers. It's great. It's rich. So pay attention to you, Sparrow. Pay attention to how you're acting. If you are losing touch with your hopes and your dreams and substituting this fantasy of this future. Now, I'm not saying don't dream about the future with this person. That's part of it. That's part of creating a relationship with someone and creating a life together. It's like looking toward the future and seeing, okay, well, how are we going to do these things? But if you start to sacrifice who you are in the name of this bond, then that's a red flag that should go up in your head, or a guy should scamper. I should scamper across in your head and say, "Danger, danger, Will Rogers, danger."
I want to see a scamper.
I want you to see my face, just my disembodied head scampering across. Right? How would a bodiless head scamper anyway? Right?
I'm trying to imagine it, and I've got a lot of things coming up.
Great.
But there's a lot of Joe faces, that's for sure. So if that happens to you, you've got it.
Everybody's poop stinks. You're right. It does.
Shrimp scampi.
Stick limbs made out of Joe. You got it. Imagine that. If you start to give up who you are. I was reading, it was so funny because just recently I was reading this book written by a priest called Being a Man of God, right? I picked it up. I was at Mass and I saw this and I saw this little booklet, sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up. I'll read it. And I wanted to chuck it across the room, man. I got into this book and it made me so mad because it was mostly about being a good husband. And so I was triggered in general, first of all, because relationships trigger me now after, the journey I've had. And I'm learning about it and I'm fixing it and I'm getting better at it, but it still just hijacks my nervous system. Whenever I see a romantic scene in a movie, whenever I see people holding hands, when I go to Cedar Point and I'm standing in line and there's these two people and they're holding hands in front of me and they're being all over each other and stuff, oh, my nervous system just goes crazy. And I'm just like, oh, right? Like I really struggle there right now. And so I'm reading this book, and this priest writes this book about being a man of God. And most of it's about being a husband. And he was like, oh, yeah, would you die for your wife? And they always say, yes, of course, I would die for my wife. I'd take a bullet, whatever. And he's like, yeah, all the guys say that. And then the priest asks the guy, but would you give up this about yourself for her? And would you give up this about yourself for her? And I wanted to sit there. I wanted to smack. It was the first time I ever wanted to punch a priest.
But not first time there was punching in priests.
Never go to a theme park line. Dude, I have to because I got to ride roller coasters. That's like part of what makes me me.
That's right.
I love them. So that's
what
okay.
makes you, Joe?
I just stopped looking at them. It makes me spend the extra money on the fast lane pass so I don't have to stand in line as long. I just get to ride the rides.
There you go.
Yes, thank you, Neon's Wednesday. You should not have to give up core elements of who you are for somebody else, ever. You never should do it. Don't give up your dreams. Don't give up your goals. If they can come along and be a part of it with you, that's okay. But if you're giving up who you are and what you stand for somebody, then my head with no legs runs across in front of your face with a big flag that says danger. Right? But that being said, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to, maybe ask yourself once in a while, because see, it's so hard. It's so hard when you're in love because you're not thinking straight, man. None of us. When we fall in love, like something takes over. And you're just filled with all these good feelings. And it's like, yeah, it's great. And sometimes we don't even really pay attention. But every once in a while, it's going to occur to you. And I remember this happening in my relationships as I went down the line and as I was with these people. And it was like, okay, looks like I'm changing here. Looks like I'm giving this up. Looks like that's going away. But you know what? It's not going to always be that way. And I would explain it away and I'd, get back to focusing on the future and how great it was going to be and the fantasy. So try in this to pay attention, because that's really, I don't think there's anything wrong with long distance relationships at all, because I've seen so many of them work out and be successful. And so that should encourage you, Sparrow. Yeah, just because you had a bad one doesn't mean all of them are going to be bad. Right? So the only danger in the long distance is that we can become, the fantasy bond can be stronger than the actual bond because you're not with them all the time. That's really the biggest danger in a long distance relationship.
I think that's true.
So just pay attention to that as you go, right? And make sure you guys are on board with each other. They said it in the chat. Ryan said it. Neon's Wednesday said it, I'm sure. Communication, so important. Communicate. And don't lose yourself. Don't abandon yourself. Be who you are. And don't try and change who you are for somebody else to try it because you think that's what might attract them to you even more. Other than that, man, go for it. Enjoy the ride. You know, enjoy each other. And doesn't matter. You know, like, it might work out great. You might get heartbroken. You never know. It might work out great for a while and then you're heartbroken. Or then you might get heartbroken and then you get back together. And then who knows what's going to happen. You know, like the possibilities are infinite of what could happen in this situation. But it's okay to try. And it's okay to believe that it can work. Because it can. There's proof. Right there. It's Ryan. I just put you on screen.
I know. That was good.
But yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to who you're becoming in this. And pay attention to what's real and what's fantasy and try to make sure you're differentiating between the two. And if you start to feel strain, if you start to feel a lot of anxiety about this person, you start to feel that way, step back and think through that stuff that I asked you. You know, how much of this is reality? How much of this relationship that you're experiencing is real? And how much of it is something that you've imagined and are projecting into the future? Right? How much of it is a fantasy and how much of it is reality? And just ask yourself and don't beat yourself up if you're indulging in the fantasy too much. Because we all do it to some degree. And we all dream about a future to some degree. But when you're attaching, make sure you're attaching to something real and not something imaginary. That's the best thing I can tell you, I think. And isn't that better than my previous advice for all relationships? It was like, torch them all, man. Burn them down.
You didn't ever really advise people to do that, but that was really great, Joe. I think you did a good job. That was beautiful. That's so true.
Thank you.
You pinpointed something that's very real and good that you pinpoint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's true.
Sparrow wants if you could distinguish between. Well, you can read it.
Oh, Joe, would you say that if you're changing in a good way, is that still a bad thing? I guess it would. I'd have to know what you mean by a good thing. How would I put this? Like if it's a bad habit, like you smoke a lot of meth or something, and she's getting you to stop doing meth, then that's probably good. That's a good change because that's a good change for you, right? Changing personalities such as anger issues or such, like, okay. Yeah, I'm with Neon's Wednesday. Changing in a good way is a difficult thing to measure. It is. Changing personalities such as anger issues, and I have to differentiate, Octane, I'm sorry. Anger is a good thing. I think a lot of people take the word anger and they actually think what they're meaning is aggression.
I mean wrath as well.
Yeah, or some wrath, like something that is. But anger, I have found, is one of my closest friends. And it helps me get a lot of things done because I can get angry. And in that feeling. It charges you up to some degree. And now that I've learned, it took some training, I had to learn how to do this, but I've learned how to separate my feeling from the event. So I'm no longer like chomping at the event that made me angry, and I just have the anger, I have the feeling, and I take that energy and focus on what needs to be done. And I take care of a lot of stuff that way. And it can really help you push yourself over certain limits you thought you had. I've helped train my son who's like really into basketball. I've, I'm like, hey, get mad. It's okay to be mad. And sometimes when we're mad, you got to be careful though, because sometimes you get yourself mad and then you're all unfocused and you're like just, whatever. But if you can harness the anger, focus it, you can maybe play harder than you've ever played before. And do better because you have the focus and you have the energy to do it, right? And you can apply that to anything. You can apply it to schoolwork, you can apply it to music, you can apply it to athletics, you can apply it to all kinds of stuff, right? Yes. Okay.
I have maybe a hopefully satisfactory answer to this question.
To which
about
question?
The matter of change.
Oh, yeah.
What denotes good change, bad change, blah blah blah? Like when is it acceptable? When is it not? I would say the real. I'm gonna go back to what I said about the previous topic in a way. If you're free to explore being the best version of yourself, or you're free to explore different avenues of life and etc., or are you worried that doing something is going to destroy your relationship with them and you won't get to be with them anymore? So like if if you're a slave to that second thing, for example, if it feels like you're stepping on eggshells, that's not good. If it's like, well, I can't, I don't, it's like you're making a change because you want their approval. That's different than making a change because it's better for you, or making a change because it's better for the both of you, right? So I would say it's something like, if the changes you're making, even if they're good, if they exist because you want them to like you, or you don't want to ruin the relationship because if you do not make this change, they won't like you anymore, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the issue, if that's what's going through your head, if the thing that's changing you or preventing you from something is a negative one that's like limiting you because of the relationship and their approval, that sort of thing, that's what you really want to look out for. I think if it's something like, like they said I shouldn't be smoking, and that's motivation for me to stop smoking. She's like, that's great. If they, if they're encouraging you to do something good with your life, and you find that you want to do those things, and that is good, and and their encouragement is helping you to do those things that that's great. But if it's like, I have to do this or she's gonna leave me, and the thing isn't sinful or evil, right? It's like, if you really look at it logically and be like, if I don't do this, she's gonna leave me, or if I quit this, or unless I quit this or whatever, she's gonna leave me. If that's your worry, then let her leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's something like, well, if I don't stop cheating on her, she's gonna leave me. It's like, okay, that's on you. Okay, she's probably right for doing that. She should have left you already, actually. You know, so so you get what I'm saying.
How dare you make me go sleep around or stop
Yeah,
sleeping
yeah,
around?
yeah. Right. So my point is, if you are trying to pursue the best version of yourself and there's a fear of how she's going to receive that, that's a big area. That's
Yeah,
a big area that you guys need to get into and communicate about and
yeah,
solve,
yeah.
because that is not, that is a bad relationship.
That's
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 how you
that's
know.
basically blackmail,
Yeah.
you know, emotional
So I would
blackmail.
say, so I guess I don't know if that answers the question, but it's something like that. It's like, if the change is positive, again, that could be hard to decide. How do you know if it's positive or negative? It's like, but if it's something like you have the freedom and they're not taking away freedom of you by threats of to the status of the relationship or something, that's good. You're free to change. You're free to go about the way you want to live life, and experience life and grow in that relationship and change as a person. That's all good. But if the freedom is being taken away through threat of removal of the relationship, or threat of approval, or threat of, whatever, that's what you really want to avoid, I think. What do you say to that, Joe? What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I agree 100%.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Your personal growth can be good for both you guys, but make sure you're making it as your decisions when it's like what Ryan said, and the reason is she going to leave me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the reasons are not she's going to leave me because
Right. Right.
that was a huge that I notice as I look back in my relationships that was a huge component of a lot of it. If I don't do this, she's going to leave, and she has said so.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. I've been a really. That's how I know that happens. I've been there.
Uh huh.
And then you start doing things you never would have done ever.
Uh huh.
And some of them are some of them are bad.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I can't believe I did that.
Oh
That was
yeah.
bad. I'm
Oh
not that
yeah.
kind of person, but I did it. And it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yep.
anyways, you guys get it.
Yep.
So if it's,
An-
hmm
Another big
that's
red
the difference.
flag: if you find yourself dismantling your friendships,
Mhm.
watch out
Yeah.
there too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Man, within the first 6 months of a relationship, I had dismantled all my friendships. I'd broken away from the band I was playing in that we were going places too. Best musicians I'd ever played with ever. Left them, you know. All my friendships gone. Totally isolated. It's a bad spot, man. Bad spot. So be
Hmm.
mindful of that. If you're dismantling your friendships, if you're always under the threat of her breaking up with you over something,
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be in that
like
spot. Hmm.
that's tough. So, if that's not happening, then great. But yeah. So anyway. Uh, thanks, Coda.
Hmm.
Yep. So anyway, um, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what else I could say without, just digging up and rehashing a bunch of what we already said in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing, what was it? I wanted to add one thing, and it was very short. Oh, what's the alternative? Because you're like, well, should I be doing this? Is it too soon? Or like, maybe, because it's a long distance relationship. Like, are you gonna pursue something you think is good or not? If you think it's good, pursue it
Uh-huh.
and let it be what it is. It's like, um, I wouldn't be with my wife if both of us didn't decide to pursue that good, despite living on opposite ends of the world, um, with all sorts of other stuff going on in our lives at the same time, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we both just decided that that was good. We both wanted that, and it was going to be a good thing, and so we did, right? And you're not going to find out unless you pursue it. That's the way it is. So, um, I think it's, I think in many cases it's better to find out than to not find out, because if you don't have an experience, you can't learn anything from it. You can't grow for the next one, and also, it could be the one that is worth it. And another thing too is, um, in a similar vein as something we've said before, it's like if you if we go under the notion that there is a quote right one, or the one for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the only way to find out is through just experience, but also if this was the right one and you're like, well, I gave it up because it was going to be long distance. It's like, but that was the right one. The right one is going to work even if it's long distance. So why are you caring about the long distance thing? That's the way I think about it. It's like, why'd you give the right one up? Why would you do that? Just because it was long distance and that was scary. It's like, okay, yeah, but it was the right one, which means there's no reason for it to be scary because it was going to work out, regardless of if it was long distance or not, because it's the right one. That's the way I think about it. If there is a quote right one. Yeah, which I do think that even in my mind, in my experiences, that does exist, but that doesn't necessarily mean it always means exactly as it's portrayed in every scenario. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I wanted to add.
Good. Neon's Wednesday. We have twinsy backstories.
Yeah.
Look at us in our massive XP.
so much XP. Gosh, you guys are huge,
dude. If I was playing Hole.io, man, I'd be like eating cities right now. Like,
yeah. Jeez. You guys' health bar covers the screen. I can't even see what's going on. And
yep. It's tough. Here's the thing though. Like, be mindful of the axioms you hear too, and all the little programmings that you get, and what the culture says, and all this kind of stuff. Be mindful of that and how wrong it can be.
Oh yeah, I don't even understand. I didn't ever played the games that I see, and I've heard people talk about it. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Like, okay,
that's crazy.
What the world says women want is not what women respond to.
That's true.
It's not. The axiom, happy wife, happy life. It's not your job to make your wife happy. It's not your job to make anybody else happy. Their emotional well-being is their responsibility.
True.
I'm sorry.
You can't take responsibility for something you can't control.
That's right.
And you know what? The reality is half the time you can't even control yourself.
That's right.
So how do you expect to control the emotional status of somebody else?
Of a narcissist. I mean, of a person.
Oh, gosh. No, literally anybody. You don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, right? I'm right. I'm not always right. But, like, I've had to learn some really hard lessons. Oh, another one. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That's also crap, I think, in my mind. Personally, I would rather have never loved at all. What's that?
Is that a song?
No, it's a saying.
Maybe it's just a quote. Okay, I've heard it before.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's something they've said. It's like, I don't think it's in a song. I think it's just a poetic proverb saying, like, or an old wives'
Okay.
tale or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Like, better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I want to take the people who come up with these sayings, man, the people who invented, like Sweetest Day and, who made Valentine's Day something other than the Feast of St. Valentine. Like,
Yeah. How dare they? They took away from something beautiful
that's right.
and added a bunch of postcards into it. No,
So-
they took away something nobody knew about. And
so my oldest son, he's got a girlfriend, right? And it's long
Mhm.
distance. And
Yeah.
they've been together now for at least half
Oh
a
yeah.
year, and they're doing pretty
That's
well, and all this kind of stuff. And he asked me for advice. I'm like, "Are you sure you want to ask me for advice? You know what happened between me and your mom, right? Like, seriously." He's like, but anyway, so he said to me, he was playing a game. He's like, "So, Dad, so this thing, what was it?" He was like, on some game, he's like, "Do you want to do this thing that this game is doing on Valentine's Day?" And immediately I was like, "No." He's like, "I didn't even tell you what it was." I'm like, "I don't care. It's on Valentine's Day. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have anything to do with it." But
That's so great.
yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, I don't mean to just degrade relationships. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of nonsense out there about relationships that's not real. And it seems to me that Ryan and his wife have something pretty real. And it started as long of distance as you can get and still be on Earth.
That's true.
You guys were like on opposite corners
That's
of the
true.
world.
I might have been able to move to like a state or two over, but oh my, like there's not much farther we could have gotten from exactly opposite side of the world.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We win. Yeah, we win. We win.
Yep. Yeah, feel what you feel. If it feels good, then that's good. It can be, yes. It can also be deceiving sometimes. You can feel good and then in the next moment figure out you get dropped, you know.
Mhm.
But enjoy the feelings when you have them, yes.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
feelings are good.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So being drunk feels good sometimes. Yep. And then the next day feels like garbage.
I I don't understand it. Now, here's the thing. To be fair, I've never been fully drunk, but as soon as I get tipsy, I'm just like, nope, this doesn't feel good at all. What are people doing? How do they ever think this is good? How can people ever think this feels good? Ever. I'm not even drunk yet, and I'm already like, I don't see straight a little bit. No, like I'm. I have a slight impairment to my balance. Nuh-uh, that doesn't feel good at all. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like losing my judgment and losing my
Yeah.
faculties. That to me isn't a good thing.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. That's fine.
Yep.
You had the same experience. Yeah.
But anyway,
Fun.
Sparrow, thank you for
Mhm.
the topic. I hope we didn't, send you too far off track. I think you said that you gained a lot and it helped clear things
That's-
up. So I'm glad we were able to help clear up some of your doubts. Um, but yeah, if you have any other things to ask, or if as you're going through this, you got anything else, feel free to come back and ask whatever. We'd be happy to help in any way we possibly can.
Mhm. Yeah. If we can do anything to make your relationship better, we'll just be so happy to. I mean, we'll be honored to even touch it, but
Yep.
you having a good relationship would make us happy just because you're awesome and we want good things for you.
Yep. And it's tough, man. I mean, it's when you're in the middle of it, when you have really strong feelings, it can cloud your judgment sometimes. And also like when
Sure.
you're in the middle of something and like You're
Kind of hard to
not
see.
seeing all of the situation because you're in it,
Mm.
right? It can be really hard to get that perspective. But yeah, I mean, I understand where you're at, like you're looking at this relationship and you're like, oh my gosh, the last ones that I had that were like this, they always crashed and
Mhm.
burned and I ended up heartbroken and blah, 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 and it didn't work, blah, 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 blah. Should I be doing this again? It feels the same because it's this. But, from the perspective of, I can point to like at least 5 that I can think of right now of long distance relationships that have worked. It's not about the fact that it was long distance that made it not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
There were
that's
other
true.
deficiencies that made them not work.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. You
So
can almost always point to, and if a long distance relationship fails, you can almost always point to the uh, a cause that's definitely nothing to do with distance.
mm-hmm.
Um, you know, so I think that obviously the goal is a short distance relationship. Short
Yeah.
distance is that is, obviously that's the goal, and every relationship that is going to make it gets there. But um yeah, it's certainly not the adventure up to that point. um the long distance, that's the thing that caused it, the fall apart. It's usually something else, and it can be something very organic, like I lost the feeling I had, and then it's like, oh, okay. um and that happens, or whatever. Could just figure out that, over time it's like, okay, they're this way and I'm this way, and it's just really not a thing that
Uh-huh.
is compatible. Neither of us want to pursue that.
Yep.
That can happen, and that's okay. And then sometimes you learn that they're a bit crazy, and you're like, okay, you're kind of crazy. I
Yep.
gotta not be in this because you're driving me crazy.
Yep.
And that's okay to say, I don't think that works out, but that's not good for us. So it's better for us to be apart than us to be going crazy.
Yep.
So usually I can't imagine it's the distance that's the problem. So, and I don't think it's you that's the problem either. It's just, and it's not necessarily them that's the problem either. It can be just you don't mix together, or the relationship itself is not as perfect as it needs to be in order to be what it needs to be what it needs to be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it has to hit a
Yes.
lot of points to
Yes.
be a really full, good relationship. And there's a lot in there, and it's difficult. And so,
I think the
yeah,
most defining point in a relationship, you mentioned something, Ryan, just now. You were like, something organic, like the feelings went away.
sure.
I think that's the defining moment in a relationship. When the
Yeah.
feeling goes away, when the in love feeling goes away, now the real love can show through
Hmm.
because you
Yeah.
choose,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, it's
That's
no longer.
you
Yeah.
choose to love them still.
Mhm.
That's when it really shows up, in my opinion. Because when you're in love, of course, it's just like, oh, we're together and this and that and everything.
Mhm.
But when those feelings fade, which they will and which they do,
Mhm.
when you can still choose that other person. Now, I'm not saying those feelings don't come back. They can come back and kind of, like it tends to be a little different after that first initial hit, but whatever.
Mhm.
Anyway, we've got it stuck
Yes.
in our head and in our culture that, well, I'm just not in love with them anymore. And so I guess we get divorced.
Right.
No,
Right.
no, that's
Yeah,
when you
and
get to show whether or not you actually choose to love them still, because then it becomes
right.
a choice and it becomes an action, which is where it should be anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, if you're fueled entirely by the what's the word? Motivate. If your motivation is your emotion, you're chasing a feeling. You're not
Uh-huh.
chasing them. You're
Uh-huh.
not doing anything out of want for them.
Mm-hmm.
You can do things out of want for them and your emotion, but if you take the emotion away, still do you still decide to do the things that are just for them, even though you get no reward, no emotional satisfaction, you
Mm-hmm.
have no will to do them, do you even think to do them? And that's the thing too. a lot of times by the time someone's lost that emotion, they've stopped even going out of their way to think about what they can do for the other person
Mm-hmm.
to make the other person happy or have a good experience, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that's to be able to remove the emotion from it, but still, but not, still have the desire for their joy and things like that. That's
Yes.
really big.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's huge. Chasing the dragon, so to speak. Oh, man. Love that. Because one of the things I've learned, and I've written in my journal more than once about relationships I've been in, is that don't ever forget, Joe. I remind myself all the time, don't ever forget. It is so nice and warm in the embrace of a dragon.
Oh, oh, dang. Wow.
It is. It is. It is very comfortable and very warm in the embrace of a dragon. So you just got to watch yourself. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Oil Octane agrees with me. Yep. People think the feeling goes away for a second. Solution now is to move to someone else. Yep. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And wow, it's amazing we got so many divorces with that way of thinking. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But
I can believe it. But yeah.
Yep.
But it ain't good.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. And again, Neon's Wednesday. I'm not saying you guys should get divorced. I will never recommend that.
Right.
Unless you guys go crazy and are totally toxic for each other. Then, and only after you've talked to other people besides me, like priests or something.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you better hear me. You hear me? Your apologies. Why are you apologizing? Oh, about getting divorced thing. You're going to see me in a couple days, probably, if you're there.
Ooh. Yes. Maybe we'll go for some ice cream.
Oh, yeah, the ice cream. Ice cream and roller coasters, which makes a good combination. Although we won't be having roller coasters there.
Oh, darn it.
Unless you're talking about the roller coaster of emotion in all of your female nieces. Except for one of them.
Yeah. I know which one that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to go to a roller coaster place.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do. I recommend Cedar Point. Again, Oil Octane. However, Oil Octane, you were talking about you live down near Kings Island. I started looking at their ride lineup, and now I'm excited to go there too.
That's great.
You're going to Kings Island on Saturday. Yeah. You guys have Orion. Orion is a 300-foot B&M Giga. Sounds like a great ride.
Yay, Joe is taking us to Cedar Point. I love that.
Why? Where?
Joe, I'm so excited for you to take us next week, Joe. That's so funny. I love that.
I probably can't next week. I'm sorry.
Yay!
Well, congratulations that you're celebrating 4 years. Yeah, and you have someone who rides roller coasters with you. That's amazing.
Heartbroken. That is really great.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, congratulations. Happy 4th anniversary. Yeah, wow.
What the heck? I promised. What did I promise? I didn't promise I was taking him to Cedar Point next week. Here you are putting words in my mouth again. You know, you're really good at putting words in my mouth today.
There's always this week. Oh my gosh. You guys are great.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely, yeah, I remember that promise. No.
she just watches you and go on the water rides with her. She's got vertigo.
Mm.
I get it. I
You got vertigo,
understand.
yeah.
You know what? When I got married, I was so sad because I didn't have anybody in that entire family that liked roller coasters at all. Nobody liked them. And then
Mm.
her nephew, he likes them. And so I got to ride a little bit with him when he got bigger, you know. And now my youngest son, he's a roller coaster maniac just like me. And so it's like, finally, I got somebody I can go with. Can a dragon blow out birthday candles?
I think a dragon can blow out the whole cake.
Yep.
There won't even be any cake left by the time that dragon blows.
Can a dragon roast a marshmallow? Perfectly. Because it'll be burnt to a crisp, just like they ought to be.
Wow.
Yeah. Crispy on the outside, cold on the inside. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. So you roast the marshmallow, then let it sit there long enough for it to be cold
No.
on the inside, but
No.
then
You stick the marshmallow in the fire. It catches on fire, right?
and then
It
okay,
burns
it burns.
all around.
Mhm.
You blow it out. You eat the black stuff, off of it, and you still have like the inner part of the
Mhm.
marshmallow, and you can roast
Yeah.
that and turn that
Yeah.
black.
I used to do that, but very slowly make it brown and then remove the outside that's nice toasted brown and then roast that same marshmallow again.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
but I guess, yeah, doing it black would just be faster.
Yeah.
Takes less care, but it's a different taste.
Yeah. Wow, where did neck workouts come from? Oh. Oh, the ride at Disney whipped your neck a bit harder. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them do that. You'd have to honestly, they do.
Once you go black,
Yeah.
never go back. You betcha, man.
Wow.
We're talking about marshmallows. Marshmallows.
Oh, I thought you were talking about chocolate.
Hey, chocolate's good too. The darker, the
Wait.
better.
That's what I'm saying. I love just Baker's chocolate. 0 sugar, 100% chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite.
Yep.
That's
That's
good.
bitter. I know.
I know. It's really good.
No,
And the
it's
cool thing,
so good.
you just put a little bit on your tongue and like let it sit there for like minutes, and it's just minutes of joy.
I gotta say, I think probably my favorite, even though I do like pure, just cocoa, whatever.
Sure.
I think my favorite's probably 92
Oh, 92.
or 93.
Wow. You have a number on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the percent, 90.
Yeah. What is this? Is
90%
this
chocolate.
what's the chocolate manufacturer? Like Lindor? Lind, I mean, Lindt.
Probably Lindt.
Probably them. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
I agree.
Fantastic.
That stuff's good.
This stuff you just take the thing, you put it on your tongue, and it just melts, and you let it sit there.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
melts over time.
Exactly.
And it's just,
yeah, I know.
I have heaven in
And
my
it fills
mouth.
the mouth. It's, yeah.
Mm.
I really like that. It's a good way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
Somebody take that clip and turn it into a YouTube short.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
Everyone chocolate.
All right. We gotta go. It's after 11. Holy cow, what a stream. You guys are great. I'm so glad we got to do this and hang out with you guys. Because I'm not gonna be here next week. Ryan might. With a sub, maybe. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Ah.
So you're not gonna be here next week?
I will not be here next week. No, okay. I'm on the week on, week off.
Right.
For the summer. Right. So I won't be here every other week at this point. So
got it.
Yeah.
Well,
So that gives lots of people a
it can
chance.
happen.
Somebody get in touch with Ryan and be like, "Hey, dude, I will do Don't Worry Wednesday with you. Let's
That's right.
do
We
it."
won't be here next week.
Oh, you won't either?
We're gonna be at Cedar Point with you.
Oh, now I see it in the chat.
Yeah. Woohoo! Great. I volunteer as tribute. Yeah, well, Coda, go ahead and drop me a message in Discord. Maybe we'll do it together.
There you go.
We'll see how it goes. That's great.
All right. Well, you guys,
Yeah,
thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for the topics.
so
Thank you,
funny.
Coda. Thank you, Sparrow. You guys are awesome. And guys, if you have something you want us to talk about, you can go to don'tworrywednesday.com, click the submit a topic button, and put it in there. We'd be happy to talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. And
Mhm.
yeah, we love you guys so much, and we're so glad to spend this time with you.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Until then,
Yeah, we will.
take very good care of yourselves and those around you, and we will see you very soon. Take care,
Mhm.
you guys.
Bye now. Peace.
Bye bye.